All right. All right. It's Monday, Mark. You're muted, dude. You're muted. Where'd
Travis
you go,
Roberts.
man?
Travis Roberts, the man, the myth, the legend.
My goodness.
Dude.
It's been a minute since we've gone live, buddy.
It really has. It feels good. I feel alive. Do you feel alive?
Yeah.
I feel
Good
energized.
to be back, baby.
It's in the
Good
saddle,
to be
bro.
back.
It's in the saddle. A lot of going on, Travis. Is it the best of times, worst of times?
Best of times, the worst of times. We've got a lot of news to cover today. Okay. Are you ready?
Dude.
Are you
Man, I was born ready, bro.
Freaking ready. I'm gonna try not to curse today. I'm gonna try to be a good boy.
All right. Okay.
Fuck that. We're going to hell in a handbasket. The world's falling apart. Pets' heads are falling off.
Our pets' heads
crazy news
are
cycle.
falling off.
This has been an absolute crazy news cycle.
It's been a crazy it's been a crazy weekend. I mean, it's building on itself, bro. It's like a storm cloud.
It's just crazy in and of itself. I got to turn my stuff up because I can't hear your.
Can you not hear my stuff?
Voice. Can hear your beautiful voice. Mic check 1 2 3.
Mic check.
Mic
1
check
2
1 2 3.
1 2 3.
And back live. It's been a minute here, buddy.
5 by 5 here, bro.
Oh, it's good.
And I'm excited. It's good to see you, brother. Good to see you. You know, it's nice up here in the hinterlands of Groesbeck, Texas, out here in the prairies, the pastures, and where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Seldom is heard.
Just shut up. Nobody likes a bragger in Paducah, Texas, talking about the weather.
Well, this is great. Now, this is Groesbeck. This is Groesbeck, Texas.
You're not in Paducah anymore. You're
well,
giving more insight into where.
No, dude. I'm between Paducah, Spicewood, Groesbeck. I mean, I'm Tinsley, Wyoming. I'm a moving target. I'm a moving target, bro. Because you know what's coming.
Target. Man, we're going to try some new features today. Folks, you can find us at the Defiance Daily Show on Instagram now, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Rumble. How about that? How do you like that?
How do you like
that? You can't hide from us anymore because now we're coming in blasting.
Oh, we're coming in hot, bro. We're coming in hot.
Where's my Google Chrome? Also share audio. Okay, this is cool. We're learning new things all the time, buddy.
It's always learning
all the time. Folks,
that's what keeps us on our toes.
Thank you for joining us at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time.
It is standard time, finally. I don't have to ride Travis's butt for saying standard when it's actually daylight.
Mark was annoying the Jesus out of me.
Yeah, Travis loved
it. We were doing our Friday broadcast. Look, Fridays are it's just too crazy, all right? Monday's a work day. We got to come in here to work. And Fridays, man, we just got too much going on. We got too much going on over here at Defiance Press and Publishing. Folks, welcome to the Defiance Daily Show. We are back live now every Monday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm broadcasting live from Conroe, Texas. It is nice and humid and musty and rainy today.
Is it really humid and warm and
God. You know, this is
I don't know how you do it, bro.
We get all seasons in 1 week. So
I don't know how you do it. We're supposed to have
coming
snow
down
up here
near
tomorrow.
the equator on the planet of the globe. So, and Mark, my co-host here, is out there in Paducah or Groesbeck or Spicewood. He's kind of a moving man. Mark's what you call a rambling man. And we really appreciate him for that.
Well, hey, listen, what the least I can do, because we're supposed to have some snow up here tomorrow.
I told you, nobody likes a bragger, dude. Nobody likes you bragging about this kind of stuff. I do kind of miss you right here by my side. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Me and Mark are very connected.
Oh my God. Oh, Jiminy Christmas, man.
We're connected at the hip thrust.
Dr. Parker has joined us. We have
Dr. Parker.
There's
quality post from you, buddy. I've been seeing what he's been doing.
He's been allergic. He's allergic to the snow, but we have a doctor on board, Travis. So you have
he's allergic to the snow.
Yes.
hey, God bless people that live up there where you're shoveling snow just to get in your car and go to work. You got to defrost it for 2 hours before you go out there. I don't know how you do it. The heat and humidity is brutal over here in Tejas, but hey man, we ain't pussies over here in Texas.
That's why we need to open up a snowmobile shop in Houston, because there aren't any. We would
would be a killer business model, bro.
Dude, we'd have no competition. Okay. The Defiance, the Defiance snowmobile showroom. And you can get your Arctic Cat, you can get your Polaris, you can get service.
Good. And we're the only shop in town doing it.
We're the only shop in Texas, bro.
I love it, dude.
Everybody would be our customer. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Listen, let's get ahead of the curve here, Travis. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but some of the news is showing that global warming, that's old news, bro. Old news.
Oh, and now the ice age is upon us.
The ice age, in fact, it's doing a sneak attack. It's coming on fast, Travis. It is coming on so fast. They think that we could be in a complete human annihilation, extinction, global catastrophe, ice age impending right now. So we've got to have our snowmobiles ready to go. And if we're the first to open a shop in Houston, let me tell you something, bro. It could be, they could write about us in textbooks, in business textbooks for the next 1,000 years. That's the way I'm looking at it. But then again, I'm optimistic. I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So that's where I'm coming from.
I got you. I don't think I would mind some cold temperatures for a change down here. Let's see here. This is from, by the way, while you were on that topic, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to subscribe to this crap. Look at all these ads, man. Is anybody else just sick of surfing the internet and just wants to, go to links on stories and you're having to click all these ads?
Oh, I know. I know.
Mark, I got that.
Is it doing it right now? All right. Is it going now?
Mark is doing Morse code over there, buddy. You're doing Morse code. Did you hear the thunder? Did you hear that?
Do you hear it? Do you hear it now? Is it going on right now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good.
That was an interesting thing you brought up there, because we were told this article right here was a hoax for the longest time. Another ice age. This is from June 24th, 1974. Y'all remember when Snopes and Bloomberg were going around saying it was and somebody did alter an image. I almost wonder where that came from.
Oh,
some of these hoax, some of these high ups. But yes, before the weather was not cooperating, we were getting ready for an ice age in the 1970s, and that was what we were supposed to be worried about. I don't like the lighting. I don't like this lighting, Mark. I don't like it.
You talking about your lighting or my lighting? Is all natural.
Mine.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I think nobody likes a bragger. Damn it. That's better. Now you can see my face, kind of. What is this? Roger! Roger!
Travis has got to have everything. I mean, the camera angles, the light. He's got this beautiful studio where all the lighting and, and he adjusts this and he adjusts that. And he's got the
That's why we do this live, man. Y'all can see me be an amateur live on these broadcasts.
It is so
and I just don't care anymore, man.
Travis is so funny. He's very, he's very, he can do your house. He can do your feng shui. He can do your, he can do your interior design. He can do interior design for you. I don't think he's a hairdresser, though. I think he's not quite a.
Hey. Travis is a diva. You know what? Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh!
Princess Travis with the light. Yeah, thank you. That's right. Princess Travis. Roger! Get my makeup brush, damn it! You son of a bitch. Sick of hiring homeless people.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Well, you're the one who found him under the 336 bridge here.
Under the bridge, bro. I felt bad for him. I thought
I didn't turn the air down. I feel like I'm sweating bullets in here.
Well, you're probably going to be.
Sick of this shit. All right, hang on. Let me fix my
Travis is all worked up.
No, look, man, I just, spent all morning on these articles. These are insane news cycles. We did legislate condemnation. Oh, I still got the article up on screen. Yeah, look at me learn in real time here. Isn't that interesting, though? Another ice age. Yeah. So they're always getting us ready for something to panic about. Pay your carbon taxes, quit eating beef, eat a bug, and shit in your shower, pee in your shower, and do everything that's dude, you think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. All in the name of saving the planet.
Are you looking forward to that, or is that something you want to do, or what do you got?
Maybe
going
I've
on
already done it. I didn't know I was saving the planet when I did it, so there's that. God, Roger, he's gone. I think I scared him off now. At least the audio is working today. We got that going for us, don't we, buddy?
Yeah, I like all the screens here, the multiple. I don't know what all you got going on there, but it's funny. It's good.
What is this?
I don't know.
There. Is that a little better? Can you see me?
Dude, I can see you.
You're trying to make eye contact with everybody, okay? Don't make me bring Eleanor Graces in here.
Oh my God.
We haven't seen her in a minute, dude.
Okay, here's the deal.
Last time I saw her, she had like nose rings and she was ready to go, dude. She was
I think Roger changed her life.
Roger, why are you covering your backside like that when I said her name? Did you see that?
I think Roger changed her life.
Roger, what'd he do to you? What'd she do? I don't know. Maybe he had a therapist session with Dr. Vagina Vortex.
Did you see Big Mike's modeling?
Okay. All right. Let me see if I have it. Let me see. Have it.
Am I jumping ahead? I'm sorry. You brought.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Look, dude, we got to start off the show just getting into it before we get into the god awful news cycle we've been seeing over this past week. Yeah, on these Monday editions. But I did see the Big Mike video where it looks like she was tucking a little peen.
Well, okay. Let me ask.
Little Bridget, is that her name? Marcron? No.
Yeah, Bridget Macron is the
pedophile dude.
Well, yeah, but my question to you about Big Mike in that photo shoot, did you think he looked good, or did you think he looked really bad? I mean, what?
I can never get into men like growing out their hair and putting a fan in front of them and doing photo shoots and writing a book saying, "Look at me." And then trying to claim that we're all trying to pay attention to your haircut. No, nobody gives a shit, man.
So you're not attracted. You're not attracted to mental illness or like chicks.
I'm not attracted to manly supposed women. No, I'm not. That's just
good.
That's not my deal, dude. That's not my deal. Now, to each their own, Mark. If you're trying to tell the audience something,
listen, man. I'm not trying to corner you in anything here. This isn't. I'm not doing a Jeffrey Epstein sting here on you, bro. You're my bro.
You're not trying.
I'm just wondering because they had
dude.
Yeah, did you notice they had the fan going on Big Mike and everything? And dude, he had a heck of a tuck job going on there too, bro. I mean, I'd have to go
and type the video, but I got to be a good boy first. Let's be good boys. Let's plug our sponsors.
All right.
Okay. Let's plug the company before I want to have fun. On these Mondays, I just want to come in here and have some fun.
Well, that's why I started out with Big Mike tucking his weenus.
Tucking the weenus. Man, there's a couple of really good videos. Man, there's one where it has the SpongeBob and Big Mike's on Ellen DeGeneres. And she's dating. You see that?
Oh my God. Yeah, dude.
I don't know if that's AI, if that,
No.
Never know how they think. But it's all in good fun, making fun of Big Mike.
Dude, that was before AI. And I got to tell you, I'm not too ashamed to say it. I mean, but Big Mike is better endowed than myself. Okay.
Probably a lot of
I'm just saying.
There's probably a lot of that going on.
What do you mean?
Man, I need to do better at queuing this up. No, I mean, as far as Big Mike, being better positioned than a lot of folks. We know Obama appreciates that kind of stuff.
Could you imagine? Can you even get a mental picture of Big Mike and Obama? And I don't want to get gross or anything, but
what are you doing, Mark?
No, I'm just, dude, it's so sick and twisted. And that guy,
we're live.
That was the president of the United States, bro.
God,
what does that say about us as a society? What does that say?
Man, I don't
and then
know.
People wonder, how did we get here? See, here's the thing, Travis. Everybody's asking, how did we
I
get
gotta
here?
find this damn video. This is killing me. It's so damn funny. And I remember sending it to you and my dad a while back.
Well, Ginger thinks we're being gross.
We're being gross?
Yeah, she thinks we're being gross.
We're just getting started. You might want to tune out there if you think this is as far as it's going to go. It's going to get worse. Just telling you.
We're just getting warmed up. No, I just.
Oh, this is it. This is it. I found it. Okay.
Here we go.
How can I find this? How can I got to find a way to send this. We should call this Learning Live with Defiance Daily.
Okay.
We'll show you how not to do a public broadcast. I know I can do this. I can do this.
Now, is this Big Mike on the Ellen DeGeneres show with the
Yeah, and I wish I need to be able to credit whoever made this video because it's so damn good. Will
we get copyrighted if we play it?
We might.
Really? God, because it is good.
It's worth it though. It's worth the punishment. You know, because
we're bound. People are bound to have seen this. Who's not seen this?
Yeah, I think. Okay, let me see.
You're talking about the jazzercise in the Ellen DeGeneres show, and man, Big Mike is just. I mean,
oh, it's too large, man. Come on. Okay, I know there's a way to do this. I know there's. It's too large. No pun intended there. God, I cracked myself up, man. I'm so funny.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny to be accused. That'd be funny to be accused of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. God, I know there's a way to do this, Mark. The audience deserves it. They deserve nothing but the best from us. I went from plugging a video to Big Mike's Wingus.
Weenus.
No, not this one. Not the elbow. Not that one.
Not the elbow.
Yeah, that's what a weenus is.
I don't know what you're talking
Come on, how do I do this, man?
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have even started the conversation. But
dude, you started it. Now I got to finish it. You son of a
bitch. Look, this is okay. I think one of the things that needs to be pointed out in our commentary on current events. Everybody wants to say. By the way, have you heard the Sean Ryan Tucker interview? I just listened to it today. Just dropped it. It's incredible. And, I feel for Sean. He's had such a,
You're talking about Sean Ryan?
Yeah.
The Sean Ryan broadcast?
He's like almost overwhelmed. He's just like, you can just hear he's like on the verge of just saying, throwing his hands up.
Wait, what's going on with Sean Ryan's broadcast?
Oh no, it's doing great. Sean has an amazing show. God bless him. He's he's such a good guy.
Usual, some of these people now, their lives are at risk.
Well, no, he has some amazing guests.
Stop with this stuff because of all this shit going on, man.
He has some amazing guests that have tremendous insight, and he's also had some guests that have just, to be honest with you, have dicked him over. And he almost spilled the beans on, I'm not going to say it, but a very, very, very high profile SEAL team guy that everybody knows that, anyway, Sean almost spilled the beans on him today, but he didn't, to his credit, and he probably shouldn't. But Sean has just become so overwhelmed because he wasn't a political guy. This podcast thing to him is new.
Yeah, he didn't originally start. He
didn't know anything. He probably didn't even vote. He probably didn't even vote. He wasn't a Democrat, Republican, anything. This is all fairly new to him, and he wants to make a difference.
Shit.
Well, you just keep typing away there. I'll just keep yapping. But you hear the frustration in his voice. And he's had he had Gavin Newsom on a few months ago and took a lot of hell for that. I don't blame him for doing it. I think he did a great job. He wasn't bringing Gavin Newsom on to, condone him or, get his message out there to hope people would vote for it. It wasn't anything like that at all. He was just like, hey, this is what this guy says. He interviewed him. He did a great interview, did a great job. But he's brought in all different types of people. And he's just to the point where where a lot of people are, Travis, and that is, throw their hands up and just say, I give up. Much like what MTG did. I know you're probably going to visit the whole Marjorie Taylor Greene thing.
I mean, yeah, okay. Listen, we're going to cover that kind of stuff, but I'll be honest with you. I am so over the drama. It's not that interesting to me. So I'm sure people want to hear about it. I mean, I'm going to cover it. I don't know how.
Did you hear what Did you hear what Alex Jones, his take on it?
No, he's probably the one little piece I saw of it. He thinks she got threatened or blackmailed or something like that.
He didn't say wrong. You tell me. He didn't say that. He said he is praying on this. He's going to take some time to digest and to seek God, and he's getting pretty close to not supporting Trump.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And he's not meaning it. He's not meaning it in a mean-spirited way. You need to see his broadcast when he talks about it. He's being respectful. And it's not like, okay, Trump's screwing us, screw you. It's not that. It's just he's getting to the point where it's like, guys, the whole thing's corrupt. The whole anybody.
Yeah, I think it's very discouraging because you're seeing. I mean, it's just the same show keeps going on. Yes, there's been some incredible victories in this administration, but the victories need to keep happening. And, you know, for example, you see this report that the FBI confirms that Thomas Crooks was a lone wolf. I mean, it's just whipping the wind out of the sails. The midterms are looking like a guaranteed loss for the GOP right now. They're doing nothing to build any type of momentum on this. He bumbled the Epstein snafu.
Travis,
did they messaging on it? All this kind of stuff. It's just, I mean, it's demoralizing.
Have they fixed anything with our elections, Travis? Have they fixed one thing?
They haven't fixed anything. We're still waiting on arrests. We're still waiting to see the Antifa black bloc. And now I'm starting to think that, you know, the Antifa, we're not going to see arrests there because it's probably part of intelligence operations, these groups. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. I mean, these things, people who are just now hearing about Antifa and saying it's just they're a decentralized structure. They've got no power. Folks, I was watching Alex Jones documentaries back in, he came out with, what is that one? I'll remember the name of it. But anyway, he was documenting the Antifa Black Bloc crowd all the way back in the year 2000. For those of you who are just now paying attention to Epstein and everything, I've been hearing about Epstein since I was a teenager. And some of these things, as far as covering it, people don't want to hear about it. And listen, some of the stuff we cover, if some of that stuff, to me, it's important to hear how brutal the nature of this world is. And if that's just enough to tune you out, then you should tune out because it's not for you. That's not who we're trying to reach there. We're trying to reach people that are curious about the evil that we're facing all over the planet. And sometimes just because you can't relate with people that are megalomaniacs, that are serial killers, people like John Money and Alfred Kinsey and all these horror stories, ignorance is bliss, and they say. So if you want to tap back into the matrix, go right ahead and do it. But that's not what this show's here to do. We're going to cover the brutal nature of these things. It's awful to listen to, but who else is going to do it? Understanding the war that we're in is far beyond a Democrat versus Republican chessboard. And this isn't checkers. This is chess. This is a war on human species in it of itself. It's a global agenda, and it's awful. And it's the same characters and the different teams that have passed down intergenerationally. And it's a bigger problem than just that. Yes, politics is definitely a part of it. But you got to go steps beyond this stuff, because eventually, yeah, you're going to have to ask yourself, you know, what am I doing to better the generation that comes after me? What am I doing in my everyday life to make sure my kids understand the nature of what they're up against? Diet injections and injunctions, as Bertrand Russell quoted, you're at war. Whether you know it or not, you're in it. You're in it. So all this stuff that we're seeing, all the frustrations we're seeing, we're looking at must-be agendas. And yeah, you can turn a blind eye to it all you want, but the fact is that this is some awful stuff. But again, before I'm diving into the deep stuff here, we got to have a little fun, Mark. Are you ready?
Dude, I am so ready.
So we were talking about Big Mike earlier. Roger, you want to see this one?
Now, Travis, why do we?
Roger.
He
doesn't want to see it.
No. He's embarrassed.
He does not want to see.
Well, this. he gets aroused.
Yeah, I think he gets like a flashback.
Yeah,
like a PTSD thing.
Why do we call him Big Mike, Travis? For those that may not know the history of Big Mike and Barack Obama,
why don't we just let them judge for themselves? Here's here's a mashup clip. This is wonderfully, masterfully done. I wish I could give credit to whoever did this, but let's take a look.
Okay. Oh my God.
And come on, man. Come on. That's pretty good stuff. Right?
That chick has a wiener.
God.
That chick has a wiener. I'm telling you, man, he's packing.
That, my friends, is a dude.
It's a dude. It's no doubt about it. It's a
He's
dude.
A dude. She's a dude.
Yeah.
He's a dude. We're all dudes. Yeah.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. To me, it's kind of meaningless stuff. We just.
Do you think it's meaningless that a
not really. I mean,
it's in the White House?
Yes and no, but I mean, look, to me, we have no idea who these people are. We have no idea. These rags to riches stories about all these people, these politicians that come out of nowhere, like Barack Obama did. I would even argue, to an extent, you can kind of look at Ted Cruz like, dude. Some interesting stuff happening in our news cycle, folks. It's just crazy where we've become. And I like me some Ted Cruz, dude. I did.
I think man. Ted had good intentions in the beginning, but like so many that show up there in Washington, after 2-3 terms, brother, you're going to be.
Why does it keep going back to that setup?
I don't know.
Man, what you're talking about. I'm about to just hit Roger for no reason.
That's okay.
All right. Well,
it's all right. It's all right.
All right, folks. Once again, thank you for joining us. This is the Defiance Daily Show. We are live once again. Happy for everybody to be back with us. We did some breaking segments last week and had some shocking results. So we're back to the live platform here, something we didn't expect to happen. So really appreciate all the listeners that are tuning in. It kind of freaks me out a little bit, but it's also awesome at the same time. So once again, thank you for your support. Don't forget other ways to support us. You can go and visit our sponsors here. I'm going to start off with RFT Media. RFT Media is a great group. We rely on them for all of our technical resources, from web creation to design to AI automation to everything in between there. That's rftmedia.com. They do great work there. You can see, the client list down here. Obviously, some of y'all recognize a lot of this stuff. And as far as the services, custom solutions, go and check them out. It's very important to support our sponsors here. And everybody's got different types of technical needs, custom solutions, depending on the type of business that you're running here. Again, that's rftmedia.com. That's rftmedia.com. Everything from digital marketing, web design, and everything in between, IT support and creation. We really heavily rely on them. Can't say enough about this group. Absolutely amazing company. And again, quality work, quality production. That's rftmedia.com. Once again, that's rftmedia.com. Do not forget to show your support to them there. Also, let's go over to, let me see. All right, I'm getting the hang of this.
Dude, I think you're doing great, man. I mean, looks like you've done this before.
Man. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead and check out jbradleypools.com. That's jbradleypools.com. If you're in the market for a pool and you are in the greater Houston area and some of the other areas outside of that, I believe don't hurt me, Joe. I believe they service Dallas and some of the other areas. I could be dead wrong about this.
No, in fact, I was having a conversation with Joe last night.
Okay.
So they go down to, I believe he said Galveston, up to Huntsville, over to Kingwood, out to Katy. Right. So it's like, it is. I had a really good chat with Joe last night.
Yeah, this is why Joe's good people. He's good people.
No, he is. Man, the guy is
really
solid,
important.
Travis. He is really a solid guy. Very, very smart. He's been doing this a long time. Produces some beautiful pools, bro. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're good. You're good.
I really enjoyed visiting with Joe last night and learned a lot. And just hearing the passion in his voice about what he does. And this is kind of the slow time of year, but this is the time now to order your pools. It really is. There's some real advantages to, if you're thinking about a pool at all. Now, today's the day. Today's a great day to make that phone call. And but yeah, they'll enjoy Joe. He's really a great guy.
Absolutely. And go check out jbradleypools.com. That's jbradleypools.com. I mean, look at some of this work, man. This is absolutely incredible. I've had the privilege to enjoy some of these pools here. Look at this one. This is beautiful too. And on top of it, you get some chemtrails in the background. That's just wonderful to look at.
Well, that's just added. That's just that's
just added. Yeah. It's just added benefit there.
Right.
That's jbradleypools.com. Go ahead and reach out for a free estimate or inquire. That's 832-813-5340. Again, that's 832-813-5340. Really appreciate everybody's support to our sponsors there. Also, make sure when you're reaching out to RFT Media or any of our sponsors there that Defiance sent you. Okay, really important to check out our sponsors and support them and do everything in between. So that's at jbradleypools.com. That's rftmedia.com. Make sure to let them know Defiance sent you. And again, it really, really does help to support our broadcast and supporting our sponsors here.
Something else important. There is no additional charge for the chemtrails.
Yeah. Chemtrails are free, as everybody knows.
Yeah, no, there's no
free of charge.
Exactly. There's no additional charge for those.
Yeah, no additional charge for those.com. And this is kind of a different sponsor here. I want to do a special shout out for this one if it'll freaking load.
What do you mean?
Roger's over there messing with the freaking router, and he just likes to just do this right here live on. I'm not truly abusive to staff, but
hey, Travis, something to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday is Thanksgiving, and Roger has nowhere to go, so he might be acting out a little.
Well, you feed him then.
No.
Oh, I don't have any food here at the office anymore.
No, I know, but that's what I'm just saying, dude. He's going to be at the office by himself on Thursday for Thanksgiving, so. Let's just cut him a little slack today. That is kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to like leaving? Are you going to leave?
Dude, okay. That made me sad. He had a smile on your face because you said that.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I got no empathy for the guy. He sucks at his job.
I don't either. He sucks. He's not coming to my house for Thanksgiving. I tell you right now.
Well, he could be here in the office. You hear that? Good job.
I think Domino's up. Cheers. We'll order him a pizza for Thursday. We'll order him a Thanksgiving.
We can get him a Popeye's Cajun style turkey, which I'll be honest, I'm kind of nasty like that. I'll eat one of those things.
They got pot pie. They got a pot pie at Popeyes.
No. Did I say pot pie? I meant to say turkey. They got a Cajun style turkey.
Oh,
and I would definitely eat one of those. Anyway, back to the sponsors, Mark. Back to the sponsors.
Dude, listen, we were talking about chemtrails. It bounced right into Thanksgiving, then to pot pies, which I love.
Then to Roger. Yeah.
I love a good pot pie, Travis.
All right, folks, I gotta make this plug here. So this is folks, I definitely highly encourage you to go to the beastoftrinitytexas.com. That's the beast of trinitytexas.com. This is an amazing film. It's a Texas-based film that Defiance Press and Publishing was very fortunate to be a part of. Thanks to Mark Pruitt over there and Terry Weaver. Really grateful to you two guys for making this happen. Outside of myself being in the movie, one of the more emotional connections there is they used Defiance Press and Publishing's office for their studio, and more importantly, not long after my pops passed, they used his office in the film, and they kept most of everything in there, and it was a very good moment for my family to see that in there, but also just Terry Weaver's just a very honorable man, so salute you, Terry Weaver.
That was great.
That was great. But also, The Beast of Trinity, Texas is now on Amazon Prime. Folks, go in there and show your support. Go into Amazon Prime and purchase the movie. Don't rent the movie. Purchase it out. Leave a review. And it means a lot to support local Texas artists. And just very honored to be a part of this. And thanks to you, Mark and And thanks to Terry and
Travis, you represented well, and you did a fabulous job in the trailer as well, dude. You're in the trailer. Hey, dude.
Should we show the trailer?
Show the trailer, bro. I love the trailer. I can't get enough of this. It's a great film, dude.
Here, I'm going to show the trailer to this movie. And listen, folks, don't be shy about ridiculing the hell out of us if the audio doesn't come through, okay? Mark, I'm going to
let me know. If you guys can't hear the audio, would you put a note? Would you make a comment?
All right, here we go. Here's the trailer for The Beast of Trinity, Texas. Let's check it out together.
Where's the victim? Hey, warning. It's bad. Where's the rest of them? Out there. Second murder in less than a week.
This message is for sure. There may be some kind of beast, a very dangerous one, in your general vicinity.
What do you think you know about my case? We've learned an animal attack. Huh? Then homicide. I'm not quite sure how to say this.
Oh. Don't you see what's happening right under your nose?
There have been sightings of this thing all around the country. Falk, Arkansas, Estes Park, Colorado, Mackinac Island, Michigan.
I've got a bad feeling. I'll take care of it. Just go inside and lock the door until I come back up here, okay? I have to warn you, Sheriff. He's, haunted. How long have you been a butcher?
Why don't you just come out with it?
You had a man ripped apart like he was made of straw.
Precious, get into him. I've got a dead man on my hands. Let me give you a little dose of reality. Who are you? Is she crazy? Or do we really have a monster on our hands?
One more thing before you go.
Dude, freaking
absolutely kick ass. Thank you guys for it, man. Our audience is awesome. They're right on our ass, dude. I love it. That's better than what is going on? What is happening? Sorry. Yeah, apparently my mic. I'm right here with my plugs, and it was creating an echo there. I apologize, folks, but thank you for your brutal honesty in echo. Awesome trailer. Great job to everybody at the Beast of Trinity, Texas. Again, really, really appreciate being a part of it and my small role in it. And I'm just glad just seeing everything that went down in the city of Trinity, Texas, and pulling this all together. It's just, I can't say enough about how impressive that is, how inspiring it is to watch people that have an absolute will and determination to carry their visions through and see it happens. It makes me want to do better in all aspects. And I'm kind of curious about this industry a little bit. So I'm kind of flirting around with different things on that. Terry, thank you again for some of the resources and the books that you had mentioned and getting familiar with that. So going to study up, see if I can get better, see if I can get polished, and see what else is out there, folks. But Mark, especially to you, man, thanks for talking me into that one, man. A lot of fun.
Well, it wasn't too hard, but being your agent and all, you really didn't have any choice. By the way, yeah, Terry Weaver's in the house. Did you see that?
Oh, awesome, man. Is he in there? Dude, I can barely see on my little screen right here.
Doc Weaver is in the house. By the way, we call him Doc affectionately. He was a corpsman, patching up Marines over in the sandbox. He did his time over in the sandbox. He's a patriot. He's just a great guy. He's a veteran. He was in the Navy. Obviously, he was a corpsman. Marines don't have docs. The Navy provides the docks for Marines. We call him Doc. And anyway, boy, it was just a lot of fun working with him. Wasn't it, Travis? I mean, just a great bunch of guys. Had a bunch of veterans as extras and in the cast. And the whole thing was just, dude, it was amazing. It was so much fun.
Absolute. So much fun running around, playing pretend with guns and stuff. Felt like a kid again, doing all that kind of stuff. Just absolutely.
Hey, you liked that badge? You liked that badge, didn't you? Didn't you, Travis?
I did.
You liked the badge?
I did. I liked it. I liked it.
Hey, it was pretty cool. Hey, wait a second. It was pretty cool seeing yourself up on the big screen, right?
All right. Let's move on. It
was pretty cool, wasn't it?
You always do this to me. Okay.
You can get it on Amazon. It's The Beast of Trinity, Texas.
That's right.
Order it up, and it'd be a great time to watch with your family this Thanksgiving. So be a good time.
Yeah, show your support. Really important there. And then, folks, of course, the last plug here, I promise here, and that's defiancepress.com. Folks, if you want to know other ways to support us outside of our sponsors there, go over to defiancepress.com. Birthdays are always around the corner. They're usually here. What is going on with this freaking microphone, dude?
Are you struggling, Travis?
It's always important to support us by purchasing the books. Purchasing the books here supports our authors. Supporting our authors, in turn, supports the team here at Defiance Press and Publishing. That's defiancepress.com. If you are in the market for a manuscript or a publisher and you're looking to find different ways to publish your book, you're going through the headaches of the trials and tribulations of going through the self-publishing effort, and the expenses. People don't realize how expensive it is to get a book self-published. If you're going to do it right, if you're going to format it right, if you're going to edit it, you're going to go through cover design and everything in between. Let's make it easy for you. Go to defiancepress.com, hit that get published link, and watch the video, read the content, and follow the manuscript prompts there to submit your book and manuscripts. And I want to emphasize something real quick. We do not keep your manuscript, okay? There's not some back office that we don't operate like a third world operation, okay, where we keep people's manuscript and we repurpose them. I don't know who you've been to before. Sorry, I don't know if there's an echo, but we do not do that. The only way we publish your manuscript is if you contract with us. If you move on from it, we move on from it as well. There's a lot of authors in queue, so I do want to warn everybody. We are like, I can't even. This would be. I would have to ask Lisa. I don't know how many people we currently have in production, but very exciting, very awesome. That's defiancepress.com. Again, that's defiancepress.com. Go and visit the link, follow the prompts, and submit your manuscript to us. Once again, we really, really appreciate your support. Very important to support us however you can and whichever way you can. And a lot of that is going through. Is there a default mechanism for this setting here? Because I'm just going to.
No, don't worry about it, dude. We're good. You look good.
No, I appreciate it, man. No, that's again, that's defiancepress.com. And again, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Do not be shy about just inquiring. You know, if you don't want to send anything in, you just have questions, reach out to us at 281-581-9300. That's 281-581-9300. If we don't answer the phone right away, just trust that we will pick up the phone, give you a call back, and schedule a sit down. A lot of folks, you know, they submit the prompts and then they're like, oh, I don't know how to get a hold of you guys. Folks, that's 281-581-9300. Also, if you want to inquire a little bit further, you can hit info@defiancepress.com. That's info@defiancepress.com. But I prefer people reach out to Mark directly. Let me get his home address here.
No. Well, you don't know. I have no home address.
He's got a home address. Where's your personal cell phone number? Here, I'll read it from my phone.
It is 325
Elk
Road, Ten Sleep, Wyoming.
I'm going to pin drop his location. So, folks, if you're on Life 360, I can tell you how to add Mark on there, and you can just follow him around wherever he's at.
See me in Ten Sleep, Wyoming, whenever you want to. You can't get there now; it's all snowed in. But just come by.
Nobody likes a bragger, buddy. Nobody likes a bragger. Okay, here we go. This crazy news cycle, man. Are you ready, Mark?
Oh my God, I'm born ready.
I'm even ready.
Listen, man, I've been at it since 3:00 this morning. I can't sleep. I'm having a hard time sleeping, bro.
You have a hard time sleeping?
I think the over under is getting very interesting on will we even make it to the midterms. A lot of people are thinking we're not going to make it.
Quit jumping ahead of me, man.
I didn't know what I was jumping. I don't even know what you're going to say. You never tell me.
We're just so the way I'm going to do this, folks, is I have some bookmark videos here on X, and I highly, highly recommend everybody get an X account if you are interested in these different news cycles. And once you see the headlines, go into X and then follow the comments and see what else everybody's reporting on. Really gives you some nuance and some background detail in a lot of these stories. Very important. This was an interesting one that I came across. I bookmarked this a few days back. And I'm going to make sure to mute my microphone so you guys don't get an echo here. So this looks like, who's this from? Center for, hang on, I'm going to blow this up. Center for medicalprogress.org. And whatever your opinion is on this kind of stuff, you can't deny that this is some evil stuff. This is a Planned Parenthood senior executive. This is her on film. And I got to tell you, folks, you know, for the first time, I've never seen a sonogram of one of these late term abortions, and I'm not going to show it here. Oh man, but I don't know how to explain it. But after watching one of those, I'll be honest, you know, after I just went on a rant about, you know, staring this stuff in the face, you know, I watched it and then I saw this clip and it'll make your stomach churn a little bit. So let me go ahead and pop this up here. And Mark has no idea what I'm about to show on here. No clue. Mark, are you still there?
Yes, we're having a little bit of weather out here, but I'm here, so I'll be.
Is it storming in that background there, buddy?
We're having a little bit of a blizzard. It is coming down.
Okay, I'm going to mute my microphone. You guys can hear it for yourself. Here we go.
Years since I talked about compensation, so let me just figure out what others are getting at. If this is in the ballpark, and that's fine. If it's still low, then we can talk about it. I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
Don't we all, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's been years since I talked about compensation, so let me just figure out what others are getting at. If this is in the ballpark, and that's fine. If it's still low, then we can talk about it. I want a Lamborghini.
Okay, for folks that couldn't hear there, she's talking about it's been years since she talked about compensation there. This is an aspect that I know a lot of people aren't aware of here, which is she's basically bragging about how she wants a Lamborghini, and selling off a lot of these body parts are part of how the compensation model is perceived there. So I thought that was pretty disgusting, but also pretty revealing at the same time. I don't care where you land on this kind of subject. Some of this stuff has got to change. And some of these attitudes around it just progenate there. What a decadent society we live in. There was that infamous video that went around of that doctor, remember, that was snorting it like a demon to that
yes.
protester. I love aborting babies. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, you almost wonder if we deserve what we get coming down the pike, if you catch my drift there, because I don't think there's any way to put some of that material out there. Pretty wild. Okay, there's some other videos here. Since I'm having to go through screens and like mute and all this, we're probably just going to get right into the details here. So this was a interesting article. This is out of the New York Post. And let me see if I can at least get my screen up here. Let's just cover the news. Mark, you ready?
Dude, I was born ready. Come on.
You born ready? Okay.
Ready, brother.
So the GOP, the Republicans, got their own version of a Jussie Smollett. What is this? Get this off.
What'd you do?
Okay. This is a Jussie Smollett version for the right. We got our first Jussie Smollett. So round of applause. Ex-GOP aide paid fetish artist to mutilate her, claimed it was an anti-Trump attack. And honestly, all you have to do is just put on one of those MAGA hats and go to one of these left-leaning rallies. I don't know why you have to pay anybody to do this to prove this kind of point, but Mark, I know you'll have some comments to it because you'll see this ex-GOP aide, and I know you're going to have some He-Man woman-hating comments to this.
Why do you say that?
I got to pick on you, buddy.
I love it, man.
I
All
gotta
right,
pick on you, dude.
let's see what it looks like.
Okay, let's see here. Man, that view is just awful. Yeah, it's got like what is this? Is it showing that removed from? Oh God, no. What? I have no idea how that looks to the audience, so I
It looks fine.
apologize.
It looks good.
Looks good. Okay.
It looks good, bro.
Okay, a former New Jersey GOP aide allegedly paid a fetish artist to carve dozens of cuts in her skin and had a pal scrawl Trump whore on her stomach in order to claim that she was the victim of a politically motivated violent attack, according to shocking new court documents. Natalie Green, 26, was arrested Wednesday and charged with concocting the violent bogus ambush at Egg Harbor Township Nature Reserve on July 23rd. Prosecutors said the accused fraudster claimed 3 gun-wielding men approached her and a friend on the trail around 10:30 p.m. before threatening to shoot her and hitting her in the head. That's a picture of the gal right there.
That's her?
Dude, this is her. That's her. All right. Now, this is the look at this.
Dude, they worked her over.
They worked her over. The fact that she
think-
paid somebody for that, I mean, she might like this kind of stuff.
I think she likes that kind of stuff, and I think it just got out of hand. Or, dude, obviously she has a lot of really bad mental problems. That's all that is.
Yeah, she paid a body modification artist only $500 for that.
Jeez, I'd have done it for $250.
Green, a Maserati driving Rutgers law student, worked for U.S. Rep. Jeff Van Drew, a Republican out of New Jersey. Local residents in Green's hometown were horrified when they heard about the story. At the end of the day, we're talking about a 25-year-old beautiful girl whose politics aren't supposed to reach that level of extreme. Now she's got to spend the rest of her life with these scars to remind her of what she did, she's going to the beach wearing a bathing suit with all that on display. She never lived this down. What kind of future of that? Green's lawyer said his client is innocent until proven guilty and that she was serving her community working for Van Drew's office while also going to school at the time of the alleged hoax attack. And again, there's more pictures there. That looks like a Sharpie.
I was going to say, that looks like a Sharpie, bro. That ain't cutting into no skin.
Poor dude, that's
Listen, dude, you know how all these
federal official, Green, it says had her name there. Why would they even black it out? That's the FBI and their redaction stuff. So stupid. 2 days before the alleged phony assault, Green drove to Pennsylvania and paid a body modification artist and to carve gruesome wounds onto her face, neck, chest, and back and shoulders with a scalpel.
Dang, man, that is like
that's pretty gnarly, dude. That is pretty freaking gnarly.
Pretty impressive. You gotta hand it to her,
man. Talk about going full tilt to your craft, dude. You could have just signed up for acting classes to do this, but very attention-seeking behavior, very on par with our political landscape. And this is what I want to say about it, right? The politics from all sides, they're just gross. These, I've now that I'm immersed in this role that I am, one thing I have learned is there is disgusting people involved in politics.
No, it's vile.
Just disgusting fucking people. And it's pervasive, and I always make this point that, when a lot of society is so far degraded, you're going to get a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I don't know what the gals call it now, like this pick me type of behavior or whatever that's called.
Just
this is very mental. This is bad. This is just this is all around bad. This is embarrassing for her family. I don't know how this doesn't go through your brain as you're going through these type of deals. And again, you don't have to exaggerate the nature of the violent rhetoric and the violence itself on the left to make these points across. So very,
maybe she's doing it because she does.
Got her little Louis Vuitton bag here. Everything money, materialistic type of shit, and it's disgusting.
She might be doing it because, dude, she is a little chunky.
Yeah,
she's a little chunky, bro. So I'm thinking she's.
It's the eyes. It's the blacked out eyes for me that kind of do it. It's like the soulless kind of.
Yeah,
materialistic change. Like look at this picture, and like,
yeah, that's
She claimed that she was zip ties by the phantom assailants.
She gets a lot of attention, bro, and that's
she
what they
got
want.
a lot of attention about it. So she was, getting interviewed by news outlets and everything in between. And just to go through all that, like, look at this, to go through all that. And look, that's pretty sick stuff. That is so far demented. I don't even know what to say anything else about that. But
I think you do. I think what you say is bold strategy, Cotton.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Not sure that's going to pay off for you, but oh my dear Lord, that is.
Oh, it's going to pay off. She will be all over TikTok. How many want to believe that she's going to be invited on a bunch of podcasts?
I think it did happen a few years ago. So I think, she already made the kind of the media rounds to this kind of thing. And I'm sorry, folks, I'm checking the live feed here. I just gotta see. Okay. Yeah. Some of these platforms we're using, they like to change and update things just as I figure it out. And I'll blame Roger anyway. So right here, dude, read between the lines.
Remember, dude,
read between the lines, dude.
He doesn't have anybody for Thanksgiving, Travis.
Okay. Okay.
He doesn't have anybody. Not even a pilgrim. Not even a turkey, bro.
Nobody.
He ain't got nobody for Thanksgiving. So if one of our listeners wants to open up their home for Roger on Thursday, we'll drop him off and then we'll come back by and pick him up on Saturday.
Yeah, we can do that. Folks, Roger is not a real person, by the way. We make fun here. Roger is actually
what are you talking about?
This guy right here.
What do you
So for those folks, I really think there's people who are so like, I don't want to say the crowd. He's abusing his staff like that. It's fake. I'm Roger. I make fun of myself because I'm the one doing the production on everything behind the scenes here.
I don't know what you're talking about now. Why would you even say that?
There's some sensitive viewers here. I'll just put it that way.
Dude, I mean, the poor guy. I mean, nowhere to go for Thanksgiving, brother.
Screw him.
If anybody does, just call us at the Defiance number, and I'll bring him by and drop him off on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
In the morning, 5 a.m.
So for those of you who want a homeless panhandler and you're home on Thanksgiving, just say the word and we'll hook you up.
He'll bathe before he comes over. He'll bathe
before he comes.
And we got him a bottle of Aqua Velva, so he smells pretty good. Sometimes.
Okay, let's go through the stack, man. We'll call this that's what I'll call this. We'll go through the stack. And folks, we're working on like teleprompter things because I hate looking down and whatever.
And you love that teleprompter.
Well, not right now. I do. Roger's trying to help me through it, and man, I knocked his ass out on last Thursday trying to figure that thing out.
Oh, I thought he wasn't a real person.
Yeah, we're going back now. Now that whoever's watching, you're on the inside joke now. For those that are new, we won't ever say this again. So we'll just keep making people think we abuse panhandlers here and we hire them off the street. Okay. All right, folks. Some more faith in our institutions. Let's talk about the FBI here for a minute. What happened to Kash Patel and Dan Bongino?
Great question.
What happened here, folks? As if we didn't have any faith in these institutions to begin with. I'm just not really seeing how any reform can be done. I always question if some of these people that we are led to follow. And, Dan Bongino, huge following. Kash Patel, huge following. Then they get in there and everybody's seen the clips. He killed himself. You remember that? Looking like someone was pointing a gun at their head. Now, whether they're compromised, whether they're threatened, whatever the case may be, I think at this point, me personally, I've lost faith in a lot of this stuff. And, everybody wants to, well, we need to come together. Come together for what? What we demand results, and it's okay to demand perfection for these institutions. And if they can't deliver, then they need to be shut down. Okay. All this speculation that everybody's driving crazy about, they want to ridicule the people talking about it, but not the institutions, leaving open-ended questions for these theories to pop up. So, go ahead and tune off if it's too much for you. I don't want to fucking hear it. Here we go. All right. Federal investigators had multiple chances. By the way, this is about Matthew Crooks. So Tucker Carlson puts out this amazing little 34-minute documentary and gives more insight on this than the FBI has done since this all went down. And for those that aren't familiar, Thomas Crooks is the one who shot at Trump in a failed assassination attempt where the FBI rapidly cleaned up the site, his DNA and his digital footprint, and then lied to us and said all this stuff about how he didn't have one and he's a lone gunman here. So let's go through the latest one. We covered it, I think, on last week's show, Mark, about how that was confirmed that the FBI, well, that was the recent article. The FBI confirmed he acted alone. So let's get into it. This is a new one here. Federal investigators had multiple chances to spot Thomas Matthew Crooks, long before he fired on President Trump's in Butler, Pennsylvania. Folks, do you remember the meme, The Simpsons, where everybody's at the front of the class and they're like, say it, say it, say it. And then it turns to Bart Simpkins and he's got a FBI hat and he goes, he was on our radar. Well, here we go again. And a growing body of evidence now suggests those warning signs were either downplayed or ignored by the FBI and other agencies. Former senior FBI officials, lawmakers, and independent researchers are openly questioning whether political bias, bureaucratic inertia, or something deeper explains why a 20-year-old with a long digital trail of violent rhetoric got close enough to nearly change American history. This is in an interview highlighted by the New York Post. Former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker said the Bureau missed several opportunities to intervene on Crooks before the July 2024 assassination attempt. Here's what I'll say. It's another incompetence angle. It is an incompetence angle, what I'm reading here. So how many times can you blame greed, incompetence, and stupidity before you ask yourself if it's intentional, folks? Let me just pause that to you. Swecker pointed to extremist social media activity attributed to Crooks. What happened to Hey, the power go out?
No, we're here.
Yeah, Am I still good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, man, my equipment just shot. I can't see anything.
Really? No, you're fine.
I'm flying blind here, buddy.
Well, I can hear you good. We're still up. I'm still up.
Okay, I'm going to keep going here. Let me check one thing. Apologize, folks, for the inconvenience here. This is frustrating. Man, it's coming down out there. Anybody else getting hit? Is it raining up in Groesbeck?
I don't know about Groesbeck, but we got a blizzard going on here in Tin Sleep. And I just got followed by Busket Bone on X.
Busket Bone?
B-U-S-C,
oh, you just got followed?
Yeah, BUSCUIT Bone. Busket Bone. They want to follow back, but I don't know, man. X kind of freaks me out, man. A lot of these.
Busket Bone? I kind of like
Bone.
that.
BUSCUIT. Busket Bone.
Yeah, I can hear the storms and the rain just nailing the lake outside. Okay, I think I figured it out here. I got a battery backup on. Okay, sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. Swecker pointed to the extremist social media activity attributed to Crooks, so threats of political violence, hateful rhetoric, and clear radicalization as the kind of digital footprint that should have triggered an investigative review and placement on the FBI's radar. So folks that forgot, like during January 6th, they were easily dragnetting a bunch of people that weren't even there in the Capitol that day. And they were using digital footprints to track this kind of activity, but they couldn't find this guy who was openly advocating for assassinating political figures for 2 years. And thanks to Tucker Carlson, we know how far that actually went. Absolutely incredible stuff. So not really a new kind of bombshell report here, but interesting to say the least. Swecker, who led major investigations during his 24-year FBI career, publicly graded the Bureau's handling of the Crooks case as a C- and argued that leadership under then director Christopher Wray prioritized political narratives while downplaying threats that did not fit the frame. He has urged current leadership to release the full Crooks files, including motive, online activity, and any foreign influence indicators so that public can see exactly to know what was known and when. Yeah, good luck there, buddy. I don't think we're going to get any traction on that one.
No.
Just don't think it's coming. And again, thanks to Tucker Carlson on this. So from no online footprint to 17 accounts, immediately after the shooting, Americans were told that Crooks appeared to be an online ghost. Y'all remember that? Well, with officials suggesting there was little or nothing in the way of social media clues, that portrayal has steadily unraveled as congressional inquiries and independent digging. That's right. Internet sleuths have shined more light on this than the FBI has, of course, which obviously is probably intentional. That portrayal has steadily unraveled as congressional inquiries and independent digging have revealed an account not believed to be. It is Crooks. Okay. Posting more than 700 comments between 2019 and 2020. The FBI has since acknowledged locating at least one account, and Fox News reporting recently citing law enforcement briefings that indicating investigators had identified as many as 17 social media accounts potentially tied to Crooks. Conservative commentators have accused the Bureau of misleading the public about Crooks' digital trail. The FBI's public affairs rapid response account has pushed back. Yeah, that's right. For those that aren't familiar, after Tucker Carlson put out his documentary, the FBI started what's called a rapid response account on X, and you can't look at it. It was created that day that
unbelievable
Tucker Carlson puts it out, and you can't they're monitoring Tucker Carlson stuff right now. We're fans of Tucker Carlson, by the way, over here at Defiance.
Love Tucker.
You don't like
Tucker's
that?
welcome on the show anytime. We're working on bringing him on the show.
Let's see here. Security threat known. So, and of course, again, a lot of folks that are paying attention to this stuff know this is nothing new. Separate from the FBI's prior intelligence picture, the operational security failures on the day of the Butler rally remain staggering. And according to a briefing to senators reported by national outlets, Crooks was first identified as a person of interest roughly an hour before the shots were fired, spotted with a rangefinder, and later visually confirmed on a rooftop with the line of sight on Trump's podium. Yet the event was allowed to continue, and the former president walked on stage minutes later. A timeline shared with Congress indicates that Secret Service personnel were aware of a threat about 10 minutes before Trump appeared, and that internal communications acknowledged Crooks' presence on the roof before he opened fire. The shooting began at 6:12 p.m., and while counter snipers killed Crooks within seconds, one supporter, former Fire Chief Corey Comparator, apologize for butchering that last name there, was fatally shot, and others were wounded as Trump was struck in the ear. By the way, here, and this was missing from the congressional testimony. He had a drone flying surveillance simultaneously while the Secret Service's anti-drone software was down.
Yes, there was a little bitty window where the Secret Services was down, and what was that?
It sounded like my building just got nailed.
Dude, I heard that.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
heard that. Cool.
Dude, it's
cool.
It's
like we're at war here, dude.
Yeah, we're
at war.
We're in the bunker. We're in the bunker.
All right. After a year-long probe, the FBI's official line is that Crooks acted alone, driven by a murky mix of personal grievances and online radicalization with no clear motive established.
Dude, and he ended up being one of these furry, confused, has a penis.
To me, that's just a distraction. Like, yeah, I get it, but it's like, oh, let's hone in and focus on this and not this. I mean, of course he was a weirdo. Of course, this dude was a weirdo, a furry thing. Now that's two furries that are involved in assassin. Something going on there.
Okay, but what level furry?
There's levels.
Well, there's levels. Like you got the ones that just have the little tail. Then you have the ones that do the tail attached to the butt plug. Then you have the.
Oh, okay, dude. Okay, let's move on. Investigator sees Crooks of Mark.
Then you have the ones that do in the box. They go in the box, bro.
I've actually seen these national conventions where they do the whole. Okay, whatever. Investigators seized Crooks' phone, reviewed more than 14,000 images, including arrest photos from mass shootings, gun imagery, and pictures of political figures, and recovered improvised IEDs from his vehicle, and yet still closed the case without publicly articulating a coherent ideological driver. Way to go, Kosh. The no motive lone wolf conclusion has done little to quiet public suspicion, particularly among conservative independent outlets that see a pattern in high-profile cases being wrapped in secrecy and ambiguity. Las Vegas, anybody?
Yes.
Commentary and media has emphasized how quickly federal agencies labeled right-wing extremism when a suspect fits that frame versus the relative reluctance to talk openly with the ideology appears mixed, unstable, or inconvenient to the prevailing political narrative. Folks, if you haven't seen it, go and watch Tucker Carlson's 34-minute documentary. And if your headspace is just like the Israel stuff and all that, then you're hopeless at this point. This is something outside of that. Go and watch the documentary. Get involved in some of the details behind it. The videos that he's shown, it's just incredible.
It's unbelievable.
It's absolutely incredible. And you've got to be an idiot to not think that this guy was being man, something's going on Facebook again. Look at the up and down, whatever. Okay. Other outlets have highlighted several threads that argue that deserve closer scrutiny, including possible associates, unexplained visits to Washington locations connected to government offices. That's right. His cell phone was pinged in Washington, D.C. to some of these alphabet agencies. In the apparent struggle inside federal agencies to describe Crooks's politics cleanly. One mobile data analysis reported by Gateway Pundit, for example, suggested that a device tied to a frequent visitor to the Crooks' home also regularly appeared near a building in Washington, D.C. that houses an FBI office, raising questions that have not been publicly resolved. Some reports have also noted rumors and online speculations about intelligence community involvement. Speculated. Or psychological manipulation programs, what the CIA has explicitly denied in relation to Crooks. MK Ultra, anybody, for those that are familiar. I still need to read that book, Mark.
God, that and Chaos. You got to read both of them.
Chaos, yeah. That's I think that's the book I'm talking about, right? Isn't there connections? Wasn't there connections to who was that serial cult killer?
MK Ultra. Well, yeah, Chaos was about investigative journalist he was just investigating the Manson murders and the trial. And then Maury got involved into the trial, and then he started talking to who was who was the DA, ended up anyway, a lot of unanswered questions. One thing led to another. He ends up in Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco. Next thing you know, he starts in CIA contacts and overlaps, and then he finds out about MK Ultra. Then he's learns about some doctor named Jolly West, it's the most fascinating, terrifying, enlightening book. One of the most terrifying, enlightening books you'll ever read. And he's got all the data. It's all there. It's all been verified. Numerous people have verified. And not only that, but Jolly West, who ran the Manson family. Do you know what else he was famous for?
Jolly West. What?
Dr. Jolly West, who was a major player with MK Ultra. You know who else he was famous? Do you know where else he showed up? Just like
and a Coinkydinks? You know, I love me a Coinkydink. I love coincidence.
You want to hear this Coinkydink?
Ben Shapiro's favorite.
Okay, who was it that took out Lee Harvey Oswald? Who killed Lee?
You got me there. I'm not on my game. I'm distracted, kind of. Sorry.
Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby took out Lee Harvey Oswald. So they arrested Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby wasn't talking until guess who came and paid a visit to Jack Ruby when Jack Ruby started talking all of a sudden.
Jolly St. Nick?
Jolly West came in and paid a visit to Jack Ruby. Guess who went mentally insane hours
after the
later?
Visit? I remember talking about this because they give elements of these truths in films. They love their predicting programming. They love to kind of mock us a little bit. If you ever watched the first Christopher Nolan Batman series, look at Scarecrow. Same kind of thing where he would go in and people would go crazy after he'd visit them to kind of throw off a case whenever they were getting to people that were really involved in some of these intricate crimes. Little taste of some of this stuff, very interesting stuff. And you can't really just scoff that off as, oh, that's just it's like, that's a lot of coincidences, Mark.
Jack Ruby, the guy, and as soon as Jack Ruby decided he was going to start talking, Jolly West shows up, goes into Jack Ruby's cell. Nobody knows what happened, but within hours, Jack Ruby is insane.
We know that some of the military programs, we would be shocked to find out how far some of this stuff goes. We would just absolutely be shocked. You know it. I know it. So
read the book.
I think book. After it's in that book, Chaos.
The whole I
need a bookshelf right here so I can pull it up and show. We've
amazing.
got a lot of material up there that we could help folks get familiar with.
Book.
All right, let me keep going through this here. With the FBI now insisting the case is closed. So just like that, yeah, the case is closed, folks. So shut up about it and support my favorite politician right now. And this just isn't flying anymore. This kind of stuff, we're seeing a huge shift here. People want to call it the MAGA Civil War and all this stuff, folks. It's demoralizing. We're not getting what we're demanding. Okay, and look, the president is not in control of all this stuff. Okay, you just can't deny it. Anyway, with the FBI now insisting that the case is closed. Sorry, bear with me, folks. Now that the case is closed and that Crooks was a lone would-be assassin, pressure is mounting for a fresh independent review of both pre-attack intelligence in the security response of Butler. So I'm sure we'll see members of Congress do their we'll send some strong letters.
Yes.
And we'll demand some more congressional investigations that don't really tell us anything. So
letters. God,
look, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here, folks, but come on, you gotta face the reality of the situation we're in. Lawmakers and outside watchdogs argue that only a transparent release of the full digital record, internal threat assessment, and communication logs can answer whether this was simply a catastrophic series of errors or something more systemic involving bias and institutional self-protection. Yeah, folks, just a reminder, the only role of government is self-preservation. Just a fresh reminder there. For those of us that are already skeptical of official narratives, the Crooks case has become emblematic of a deeper crisis. Powerful security institutions that frequently fail upward, evade accountability, and demand trust without fully earning it. Yeah, that's right. And if you go out and demand more of this stuff, you will get attacked for it. And this is why we got all the power supposedly right now. We got all three branches here. And, well, maybe not all three. Judas was a little questionable there. Yeah, so questions abound, but the case is closed. And if you question it, you are a conspiracy theorist. You are a fruitcake. You are a nut. Just get over it and move on. Okay, let's go to the next story here. Man, this is a fat stack, Mark.
Love a good fat stack, bro. Love a good fat stack. I'm telling you right now.
Me too, man. Me too, man. Ooh, and you said that makes me want a cigar for some reason.
Dude, I've got a couple cigars here, bro.
I want a cigar. A big, tall cup of hot coffee.
Today's a good day for coffee. Watching the snow come down, a moose walking across the back down there.
Man, something is going on with one of these links here. That's pretty nuts. Let me look at something real quick. Whatever. All right, here's some fresh ones today for those of you that have been following Candace Owens, whether you like her, whether you hate her, whether you think she's crazy. Things always get interesting following her reporting. And I've been, I think I'm like 3 or 4 shows behind. But what's incredible to me watching her report on everything that she's doing here is I listen to the show and then I get on X and I'm watching people attack her and it's nothing even close to what she's saying on her show.
Exactly.
And it's like, man, it's just making it even more. You want to know why she's rising even more? I think she got like another 100,000 followers or something like this.
Did she really?
And I get it.
She's the number one, right? She's number one now.
She's number one now. Her podcast is blowing up here. And I think, you know, I think it was kind of fair to speculate, you know, is this engagement farming? Is she kind of off a rocker? Mark, me and you, we were like, she looks a little.
Look, dude, I still don't. Here's the thing.
I mean, you got to look at that cover, that story. I didn't mean to interrupt, but that little story we covered, carving yourself up and then for attention. I mean, it's out there. It's out there. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know. But like you said, Travis, and here's the deal. I'll listen to anybody. And if they prove themselves to be dishonest or whatever, then okay. No harm, no foul. But young man, she keeps bringing receipts to the party, bro.
Nobody's actually honing in on some of the aspects of the reporting angles that she's done. And what I was trying to look for this morning is seeing if I could go download the transcripts of her show, and I can really break down exactly what all she's uncovered. And maybe we can bring like a little bit of a fresh light to this, because in no aspect have I heard her accuse Erica Kirk of being involved in the murder. Matter of fact, one of the shows I listened to before Ben Shapiro went on to Megyn Kelly's and said what he said, she had her audience putting tip lines into the show to say, look at Erica, look at this reaction. And I was listening to the show where she was going, guys, what do you want me to look at here? You want me to comment on her pants? I think they're kind of cool. I think they look nice. Like, what are you guys looking for here?
Right.
And I think it's fair. Some people speculating about how it just seems abnormal for a wife to go on camera and do these kinds. Let me tell you something. After my pops passed, people did the same thing to me. Okay. Looking like it's I don't know how to explain it. And people do grieve in different ways, but sometimes when someone like my dad, who was driven, had a mission here, and I just had a directive to make sure his legacy was held up and made sure that I'm trying to be worth my salt every single day, and staying busy helped me kind of compartmentalize it a little bit. Now, when things did slow down and it got to Christmas, it just broke me in half. Okay. It's like the grieving, it only delayed it. So, speculate what you want. You don't know what people are going through when they're fucking grieving. So, I'll give that benefit of the doubt there. But again, going back to Candace's reporting there, I haven't heard anything like that. So when I see people doing that, now I'm looking at the people that are throwing the accusation, people like Steven Crowder, Ian Miles Chong. Now I'm looking at them going like, well, what's your deal? And Ben Shapiro, well, we haven't been Ben Shapiro. I love his cultural segments on it, but whenever he was talking about foreign policy years ago and how Nikki Haley was a spirit animal on foreign policy, that's when I totally checked out on that stuff. And only because of Matt Walsh do I still listen to the Daily Wire. So there's that going on. And I don't like these cult of personality things. Anyway, I'm digressing. Let's go back into the reports here. Here's some of the latest stuff that just developed here. Conservative commentator Candace Owens has sent shockwaves across political and media spheres with explosive claims that she is now the target of a coordinated assassination plot involving the French government and the Israeli government. The allegations, detailed in a series of urgent social media posts, have ignited fierce debate, with supporters viewing her warnings as credible and critics dismissing them as unsubstantiated conspiracy theories. On November 22nd, so this was 2 days ago, Owens posted an urgent message on Twitter stating that she had been contacted 2 days prior by a high-ranking employee of the French government. According to Owens, this individual provided what she deemed credible intelligence that French President Emmanuel Macron and First Man Lady Brigitte Macron had executed upon and paid for my assassination. This is pretty wild, Mark.
Now, remember that Candace is claiming that Macron, the First Lady, and I think you're taking a little bit of liberty to actually call it that, because I think we know at this point that is kind of like
that. Well, and it's the reaction from the French government that made me like, I haven't even seen the series, but usually when you see a reaction, the way that the French government responded and the lawsuit and all this kind of stuff, it's like, damn, there's a lot of smoke around this one. And then I saw some of the videos and some of the.
Oh God,
we won't get into it. All right.
Okay, we won't.
According Yeah. Owens claims she verified the source's position and proximity to the Macron administration before deciding to go public. She described the informant as someone with intimate knowledge of the French governmental apparatus and stated that the individual provided concrete proof of the plot, though she has not released any documents or recordings or other tangible evidence to substantiate her account. So Candace Owens does this a lot. She'll come out there, she'll report on it, and then she'll hold it until everybody attacks her, and then she releases it. That's what she did with the text messages, and then everybody had egg on their face, and then it was like, oh, now they're AI generated. And I'm not going to lie, on my personal X account, I went and unfollowed all those accounts that did that, because once that was verified and you're still out there lying about it, sorry, I don't know what's, man, we just got a tornado warning here.
And Travis, they keep falling for it. They keep doing it. You're going to blow away.
I didn't mean to.
The
wind's going to blow me down, Marcus. Holy crap. Look at the storm.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
Dogs outside, man. Oh, shit.
I think your dog's
all right. I'm going to have to figure something out here. Man, this is looking pretty gnarly, Mark. All right. Yeah. Sorry, folks. All right. I'll get back to it.
We're going to be blown away. Blown away.
In her post, Owens provided specific operational details about the purported plot. She alleged that the green light for her assassination had been given to a small team within France's National Grenadier Intervention Group, GIGN, an elite counter-terrorism and hostage rescue negotiation unit known for high-risk operations. Owens further claimed that one Israeli operative was embedded within this team and that the plans were formalized. She characterized the operation as a joint state operation, suggesting coordination between French and Israeli intelligence or military entities. Well, needless to say, if something does happen to Candace, all it's going to do is just lend credibility to everything she's been talking about.
Dude.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
I don't think they can't. Hey, Travis, I don't think hang on, don't run off on this. This is important. I don't think they can get rid of her.
I don't think they can either.
I don't.
I mean, honestly, if you do that, it's just going to blow this stuff up even more. I mean, that's how it kind of like with Alex Jones. That's why I'm convinced they went after him with the Sandy Hook stuff. You can't kill Alex Jones. Can't do it.
I mean, they can. That's a bold strategy.
But yeah, not an effective one, probably. You could argue that.
Dude.
So let me go through this.
They can take me out, though. That's why I don't know if I'm in Paducah or if I'm in Tin Sleep or Groesbeck or Spicewood. Or
they don't want none of that smoke, Mark.
They don't want none
Mark
of that.
Mark is set up. So this is the Club Descent payment trail, and I'm probably butchering this, folks. I should be better at pronouncing these things before I go on air with this stuff, but we're flying live here. Okay, this is how we roll. Owens escalated her allegations the following day, claiming that assassination payments were funneled through exclusive French organization called Club Descent. In a post that garnered over 3.7 million views, she wrote, "I am told that payments for assassinations are running through this organization in France. This means there's a paper trail, and I encourage the patriots of France to do what you can to uncover it." She specified that the assassination team included both a French female operative and a male Israeli agent, reiterating that these were joint state operations. The Club Descent reference confused many observers, as France has two organizations with similar names, a famous gastronomic society founded in 1912 and a cycling club, neither of which has any known connection to covert operations or intelligence activities. Getting into the minutia, of course, and this is what I also noticed when you follow Candace on some of this stuff. People are like, "You got the time zone wrongs. That discredits everything," and it's like, not that. Why is that the folk? Okay. And I know what she's doing. She's just going live and just reporting things as they come, and just being what a lot of organizations do is they'll gather this information and kind of sit on it before they release it. She's not operating that way. She's just willing to make little small mistakes as she's going along, and I'll commend her for it. We'll keep following along here and see if this goes anywhere. Anyway, Owens tied her own alleged targeting directly to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. She claimed that Kirk had texted her expressing fear that he would be targeted because of her investigative work into Bridget Macron. According to Owens, her French government source told her that Kirk's assassination trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. This is crazy. This claim suggested a sophisticated international plot rather than a lone gunman scenario presented by authorities. You know the lone gunman scenario is coming on this case. And look, we got some more news on that one too. Anyway, Owens has spent weeks questioning the official narrative. Yeah, she claimed that, let me see here. She claimed that Tyler Robinson's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon, but were not the only fingerprints present, and that Robinson may not have been on the Utah Valley University campus the day of the shooting. That's right, folks. The footage and the videos and the pictures, the timestamps are being chased because it appears that they have been pre-recorded before they were public, which means he was marked. This is nuts, dude. This is nuts. You can't deny, man. We'll see what happens here, but that would make a lot of sense seeing him at the Dairy Queen. You remember the picture there in totally different clothes? You remember that? We covered it here.
I mean, here's the thing, Travis. It's so ridiculous. It's kind of it is a bold strategy. And it's kind of brilliant because here's the deal. It's so crazy and so outlandish.
It sounds kooky.
Who would believe it, Travis?
But does it? You know, for those of us that have
why don't we have that video? If we got the video of him jumping off the roof, okay.
I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again right here live here. You want to shut a lot of this shit down. If you have the video of him jumping off the roof, release the whole segment before it showing him setting up, getting on the roof and taking the shot. Case closed. Lone gunman theory approved. Done. If you got the video of him jumping off the roof, which we've all seen, then show the whole damn clip. How is that going to hurt your case?
Bingo.
How is that going to hurt your case? Mark, you're a former cop. How would that hurt your case?
It would bolster your case.
Again, you leave these open-ended things, you're going to get all these speculations, and it's easy to call people crazy instead of sitting there and taking these agencies for taking accountability to these agencies. That would be the most simple way to shut this stupid shit up. I know it's exhausting. It's exhausting for me to read it. If you have him jumping off the roof, just release the whole damn clip.
Bingo. What if you got him jumping off the roof? You got him jump off the roof. Do you have him firing the weapon?
We get a piece of God, mushrooms. We are mushrooms. Keep us in the dark and feed us shit. That's what, anyway, I'm going on here. Okay. Yeah. And also, then this is the other crazy part of her reporting here. These Egyptian military aircraft that were tracking Erica Kirk nearly 70 times in recent years. And that 2 planes were at Provo Airport on the day of Kirk's murder. And now I've seen people talk about cargo planes. I've been listening to her show. She hasn't said anything about freaking cargo planes, dude. Where is that coming from?
No, she just
this is the stuff I'm talking about that makes it sound suspicious about people that I tend to agree with. Talking about that angle and trying to poke fun. It's like, where did the cargo plane stuff come from? She's not talking about a car. Anyway, I'm digressing. In her initial November 22nd post, Owens also raised alarm about French journalist Xavier Poussard, stating that his life was also at risk. Poussard is a controversial figure who has collaborated with Owens on investigating, promoting claims about Bridget Macron's background, including allegations that the French First Lady man was born male and assumed a false identity. Poussard authored the book Becoming Bridget, which Owens promoted heavily on her platforms. Owens has suggested that multiple individuals in France who attempted to expose the truth about the Macrons have died under mysterious circumstances. Though she has not provided specific names, dates, or documentation of these alleged deaths, the claim adds to her broader narrative that those who have challenged the French power structure face lethal consequences. Now, funny enough, was it Jean LeBlanc that also killed himself in France that was connected to Epstein?
Oh, man,
that's one of the names she's talking about, but people they don't even watch her show and hear what she's saying. They just go with that angle. So,
and the other thing is,
am I screaming?
No, you're fine. You get excited, like I'm getting excited, and I'm getting even more excited, but you're not screaming. A a lot of people underestimate or are unaware. We all hear about Mossad. We all hear about the CIA. We all know about French. They're a bunch of pussies. But here's the thing. A lot of people aren't aware of this. French intelligence may even be better than the MI6 and the Germans.
People don't
French
think about
intelligence. They don't. They don't.
They think that it's only the CIA out there. I mean, every country has one of these arms. Canada has one of them. You want to talk about where a lot of the biowarfare programs actually came from and were perfected? Canada. Read the book Deadly Alliance. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, on November 23rd, so this was yesterday, Owens posted that she had informed people in the federal government and the White House of the France and Israeli assassination plot, and stated that she was willing to provide full details as well as the name of the assassins and the international accounts in France and Canada through which money was exchanged. Who remembers Kash Patel shutting down the director of national intelligence? That's Tulsi Gabbard, her counterpart there, that was looking at foreign intelligence ties to this assassination. Who remembers that? Very interesting. And now this is uncovered. What's going on? Okay, she expressed skepticism about whether American officials could be trusted to protect her, claiming that her French source indicated U.S. leaders were already aware of the situation. And this is the other part, folks, that you need to understand about these operations. If you go historically, and I think I've touched on this a little bit in here, I think I have some of this information. Usually these operations, they do involve multiple nations, intelligence apparatuses to conduct these, whether you're doing it inside your own country or you're doing it outside of it. This is actually like kind of the nature of these operations. This is apparently how they go down historically. Okay, so I was curious, and I just wanted to see the plausibility of such joint operations. There's historical precedent here. France and Israel have collaborated on intelligence operation and covert actions throughout the latter half of the 20th century and into the 21st. Most notably, following the 1972 Munich massacre, Mossad conducted Operation Wrath of God, a campaign of assassinations targeting Black September operatives across Europe, including in France. Figures such as Mahmoud Hamshari were killed in Paris using sophisticated methods like telephone bombs, often with the tactical knowledge or indirect support of French intelligence services. European governments, including France, have at times provided logistical support, turned a blind eye to operations on their soil, or actively collaborated with Israeli intelligence agencies in matters of shared security concern. Intelligence sharing between France's DSGE, that's the Direction Générale de la Sécurité Extérieure, and Israel's Mossad has continued for decades, characterized by periods of close cooperation punctuated by diplomatic tensions. This history lends to a degree of operational plausibility to claims of joint Franco-Israeli activities, even as the specific allegations made by Owens remain unverified. Here's another one here. Yeah, and of course, no authorities have publicly said anything. I'm not following anything live here on the feed. It's possible that some more is breaking on this as we're sitting here doing the show, Mark, but we'll see.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep following along here. Anyway, yeah, that goes on. All right, let's go to the next story. You ready for this one, Mark? We love going through the history of convicts lighting people on fire that have like a rap sheet as long as the tax code. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is an awful one, folks. On November 17th, a horrific attack unfolded aboard a Chicago CTA Blue Line train when Lawrence Reed, 50, set a 26-year-old woman on fire in an unprovoked act of violence. The victim, later identified as Bethany McGee, suffered burns across nearly 60% of her body and remains hospitalized in critical condition after multiple surgeries. Reed has since been charged with attempted first-degree murder at the state level and federally charged with terrorism here. So here we go. Reed's extensive criminal background includes an astonishing 72 total arrests spanning 3 decades with approximately 15 convictions. Felony arson, aggravated battery, drug possession, trafficking, criminal damage to property, multiple theft-related offenses. At some point, when do we recognize that people aren't going to contribute to society and say, you know what? We'll just this is a little hardcore. We'll just give you the death penalty at this point.
You think that's hardcore? You think that's hard?
Some people would think it is, and I think I'm kind of being soft on the ideas. I mean, at what point do we look at people that are doing these kinds of things repeatedly and say, you know, whether it's life in prison or something, that's enough. They're not going to contribute to society. There's no reforming any of these type of people that are going to do this kind of stuff. So now you got a lady set on fire, and we're supposed to take this feminine approach to the reform stuff. I'm just so over it, Mark. I'm over this shit, dude. I'm over it. Now you got a lady set on fire for no reason. I'm sure the motive will be, and then you get these people that can claim they're insane and all this kind of stuff, and they get a little slap on the wrist and whatever. All right, let me go to this here. Reed was most recently in court on August 22nd when Cook County, Judge Teresa Molina Gonzalez. Okay. Hang on to that for a second. Released him on electronic monitoring despite a felony aggravated battery charge. The charge stemmed from an August 19 assault at McNeil Hospital where Reed slapped a social worker with such force that she was knocked unconscious. Prosecutor Geraldine Gumilia. Why does it sound like we're covering like a third world countries?
I know. I know. Yeah.
Import the third world, become the third world, man. But gotta love the country was. I'm just so sick of this stuff. Yeah, Geraldine Gumilia, she did warn the judge, or Geraldine, he or she, I don't know, warned the judge that Reed posed a danger to the community, arguing that electronic monitoring was insufficient protection. Gumilia detailed the hospital assault, explaining that surveillance footage showed Reed becoming irate and slapping the victim with the open palm, causing her vision to go black, a concussion, corneal cut, optic nerve bruising, memory loss, nausea, and a chipped tooth. The prosecutor specifically referenced Reed's 2020 felony arson conviction, stating the defendant poses a real and present threat to the safety of, especially this victim, whoever else was working in the hospital that day, and the community of Nicole. So could you imagine being one of these like legit prosecutors and you keep seeing this guy and you keep, oh my God, this has got to be so incredibly frustrating. Despite these warnings, Judge Molina Gonzalez responded, I understand your position, but I can't keep everybody in jail because the state's attorney wants me to, but I understand and respect your, what a cunt, dude. Oh, sorry.
Travis, to your point earlier, it's not, I don't even think these prosecutors see these guys. I'll be real honest with you. I don't know how these judges' dockets actually work.
Like you don't even think they're in court. Like they just they don't even review. They just review the case and then
they may just
paper stamp. Crook County. I like that one. Whoever that comment was from, that's a good one. Crook County.
Well, so the way it works, at least in Harris County when I was a cop, you arrest somebody, you bring them in, you do the paperwork, you did a hold card, but you would call the DA's office, you would talk to an assistant DA. So a DA is over all the assistant DAs, and they're all paid public funds, and they're the prosecutors. And you would call and you would talk to an assistant DA and you'd say, hey, I've got a guy here, pulled him over. He failed to, signal when he turned. And I found, he had a baggie full of marijuana or something. And then they tell you, yeah, I'll take the charges on that. Then they give me their name, and then I include that in the report. So that's normal. So they're in the jail. I call the DA's office. The assistant DA says whether or not they take the charges or not. If they take the charges, and I put their name in, and then they're processed. Now, it is possible. I don't know how the conveyor belt system, and I don't know what the law allows or doesn't allow. But Travis, I wouldn't be surprised if prosecutors don't even see most of these people. It sounds to me like they're just it's almost like a self-feeding machine, and they're just in and then they're out. Because remember, they're not paying bail.
You're talking about like a DMV type operation for prosecutions.
I think it actually works more efficient and faster than the DMV. I think it probably takes you longer to get your driver's license than to get into the jail, be processed, and back out again. I don't think there's ever a prosecutor or a DA or a judge or anybody that ever even sees these people, Travis.
Right.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to say the least. Let me go on here. So, so that was the statement from the judge there. Let me see here. She released Reed under electronic monitoring with the condition that he not visit the hospital unless experiencing a genuine medical emergency. So, you could go, this is crazy, dude. Acknowledging his ridiculous criminal history and lengthy criminal history, the judge allowed Reed 40 hours per week outside his home, 24 hours more than the 16 hours typically under the Illinois Safety Act. I got to see what's in that legislation, dude. Illinois is so screwed up. On September 12th, another judge, Ralph Metchkick, approved. I'm probably butchering that name. I'm sorry, folks. Approved even more flexible hours so Reed could participate in, wait for it, Mark, church activities. What is going on? That boy needs Jesus. Let him go slap some teeth out of people in the church. This is so insane. Okay. Court records indicate that Reed violated his curfew on numerous occasions leading up to the train attack. The assault charge was upgraded to a felony on September 19th, yet Reed remained free. Okay, here it is. The typical defense argument. You ready for it? I'm sure you can predict it. What do you think it is, Mark?
Oh, insanity.
Reed's attorney attributed his client's behavior to documented mental illness, stating Reed was back on medication and arguing Mr. Reed needs services. He does not need to be incarcerated for being mentally ill and acting in accordance with his mental state. You set a woman on fire. Just bring back the firing squad already. Just why? What are we doing? According to authorities, Reed approached the sleeping woman. Okay. I got a comment here. Why are you sleeping on a public transit? Okay. Dude, what?
Okay, you're going to say it, right? Because I'm
What are you doing?
Where are their fathers? Where are their husbands? Where are their boyfriends? Where are their brothers?
And where are the men on the train?
And
what happened to where men are just, but I kind of know, because if you even defend yourself in any of these scenarios or you're protecting other people, you go to jail now. Anarcho-tyranny. That's what we're looking at, guys. By design. This is fucking infuriating. All right. Does YouTube censor, by the way? This is our first time on multiple channels. I don't know where we're going to get dogged. I guess we'll find out after. Reed approached a sleeping woman on November 17th, doused her with a liquid from a silver can, believed to be a flammable accelerant. Believed to be? I hate the way this is like verbalized and described here. Believed to be. Anyway, ignited her with the lighter and then calmly walked away as she burned. The woman's clothing became fully engulfed in a matter of seconds. Federal prosecutors emphasized that Reed had no business being on the streets due to his violent criminal history. Christopher Amon, the special agent in charge for the ATF Chicago Field Division. Reed had plenty. We have all these different agencies. So I guess when there's a fire involved, now the ATF, we got all these agencies and still all this shit is happening. What are we funding these giant agencies for? What are we doing? This is so stupid. He said that Reed had plenty of second chances by the criminal justice system. As a result, you have an innocent victim in the hospital fighting for her life. I really hope that Bethany makes it through this. She's apparently really struggling in the hospital here. 60% of her body's burned. Absolutely. I always so anytime we're going to cover stories like this, I'm just going to highlight other instances. You ready for it? I don't even know how to say this name. Mark's going to love this one. Abdinajib Ibrahim exemplifies the dangers of releasing violent repeat offenders with mental health issues without adequate support systems. I hate the way these articles are framed. No, it just exemplifies the screwed up nature of this feminine approach to criminals. That's a there. I did that better. Do you like that better?
You just dropped it, didn't you?
We can save him. What about the innocent people? How many people you put at risk by taking these positions? In 2016, while serving a 10-year sentence for robbery with a deadly weapon, Ibrahim nearly beat corrections officer Terry Breedlove to death. The attempted murder case was ultimately dropped due to Ibrahim's mental health issues. And he was released in 2023 without a support plan or housing. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, Ibrahim had been evaluated as being an elevated risk for reoffending and violent behavior. Within weeks of his 2023 release, he was arrested. Sorry, I'm getting
arrested.
Mad.
He's arrested.
He was arrested for pistol whipping a man during a carjacking in Seattle, pointing a gun at an elderly woman while robbing her of her purse. Days later, he was shot by police while reportedly experiencing a mental health episode while walking erratically in traffic. Okay, well, good job. Salute to those officers there. You did everybody a huge favor by just popping this dumbass. Oh. And dude, it's like, why does the mental health, why do we even allow that to be a defense? It's not excusable if they're, well, okay, it doesn't matter whether they're mental, premeditated. If they're a risk to society, you dunk them in the tank, or preferably you kill them.
Okay, well, here's why a civil society must make exemptions for those that are, say, like the mentally retarded and things like this. Now, people that need to be institutionalized, if we had a responsible society, if we had a society that was a Western, European, Christian, patriarchal society, what we would do is those that are mentally incompetent, especially those that are dangerous, they get identified rather early and they're institutionalized. It's that simple. They just simply get institutionalized. And you would shut all this down. And then we're still being humane. We're not, again, you can't punish people for being retarded and things like this. But at the same time, you can't just let them out there amongst everyday people.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
But it's too late. Once they do this, you have to put them down. I mean, they shoot horses.
That's it. What do you do with the rabid dog, man? You put them down, man. You can't do anything about.
No.
And look, man, if ending one person's life is going to save 20, you do it.
You have to do it. You really do. Man, oh man, you know.
After spending 2 years in jail and undergoing evaluation at Western State Hospital, Ibrahim received a plea deal and pleaded guilty to lesser charges of attempted robbery. Imagine being a victim of this and seeing this. Judge Josephine Wiggs sentenced him to approximately 8 years in prison, considering his mental health history and offender score. Offender score.
Okay. Offender score. Okay. Well, what does that mean?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a rating. It's like, oh, well, he burned her, but maybe that's only, they're not first degree burns. So your score is going to be here. And your mental capacity is at like a toddler level. So we'll score it based on that. So,
and it's a white person. So that makes it even, right? That makes it even.
Shock treatments. Yes. I mean, just a cheap bullet, dude. Here we go. I'm going to continue on. Douglas Michael Strope, 32, was arrested on November 20th, 2025 for first degree murder just 7 days after being released from jail. Strope had been released on November 13th after serving 75 days for assaulting a government official. This marked his 10th arrest, with court records showing repeated arrests over the past 2 years and 2 jail sentences in 2025 alone. On the night of November 20th, police responded to a severe assault on Warren Avenue in Asheville, finding a man badly beaten in the roadway. The investigation led officers to a nearby home where they discovered Jennifer Rose Garrard, 45, dead from multiple knife wounds with evidence of a break-in. Strope was arrested minutes later and charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon, blah, blah, blah. In September 2025, he had served 39 days for breaking and entering. A misdemeanor larceny charge was dismissed as part of a plea agreement. On the same day, he was sentenced for assaulting a government official. So, didn't we used to have this? Where did the Mark? You're more well versed on this stuff. Where was this 3 strikes law? It's like if you do 3 felonies, like that's it. You're done.
I believe that started in California decades ago, back when California still could have.
And they got rid of it because the racisms, because it was a bunch of a certain demographic that was doing it, and that's not good for optics if you need a voting base.
It was 6% of the population seemed to be the majority of the folks that fell to the 3 strikes and you're out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another one. Colin Frederick Boswell, 48, brutally attacked 2 workers at Eva Spa in Edmonds, Washington, in what police described as a targeted assault. Boswell had 18 prior convictions dating back to 1992 as a juvenile, with offenses spanning Washington, Oregon, Texas, including robbery, forgery, identity theft, drug possession, assault and battery. Despite the extensive criminal history, Boswell was at liberty during the attack, having completed previous sentences. Surveillance footage captured Boswell violently attacking the spa workers with the backpack and metal coat rack. Jesus! The spa owner recounted how Boswell seized a metal coat rack and continued to assault both women. One victim fled outside, only to be tackled to the ground by Boswell, who continued the assault. Upon arrest, Boswell made a chilling statement. I'm very glad that I didn't kill those ladies. Property manager Daniel Mann emphasized he was trying to kill them. He didn't, so they're really lucky to be alive. What a sick. That is just demented. I'm really glad I didn't kill those ladies. So let's give him
exactly. Well, he sounds like he's reasonable.
He sounds like a good man, Marcus.
Sounds like a good man.
I think he can be them reformed candidates. Maybe he's got a good score. That's a good score in my book. Both victims were hospitalized. Over a month later, the spa owner remained in recovery with cuts and stitches, with their colleagues' injuries so severe she could not return to work. Yeah, and then finally he was Boswell was charged with 2 counts of attempted. That's the other interesting thing. Once these charges happen, we really don't know what's going to come about as far as, you know, the actual conviction until like a year or 2 later. So we'll see what happens there. Roland Jerome Lee, 37, went on a stabbing spree in Seattle's Chinatown International District on November 8, 2024, injuring 5 people in what prosecutors described as a violent random attack. Lee has an extensive criminal history, including 9 felony convictions in the last decade for theft of a motor vehicle, possession of stolen property, attempted robbery, assault. Prosecutors argued in court filings that Lee posed an extreme danger to the community and requested bail set at $2 million. Around 2 p.m. on November 8th, Seattle Police Sergeant David Sullivan witnessed a commotion at 12th Avenue South and South Jackson Street. Witnesses pointed at Lee, claiming he had just stabbed multiple people. Sullivan gave chase and arrested Lee a block away. Police recovered 3 knives at the scene, 2 along with the route where Sullivan chased Lee, and another still lodged in a victim's back. One victim, Edward McFarland, had a knife broken off at the hilt embedded in his spinal cord, causing numbness in his left leg and making him unable to walk without a walker. Another victim, Brandon Worley, was stabbed 4 times in the back, suffering a punctured lung that required surgical drainage tube. Lee was charged with 4 counts of first-degree assault and 1 count of fourth-degree assault. And then guys and gals, what are we doing? Okay, last one here. Jacoby Tillman. These names.
Jacoby?
Is it
Jacoby or Jacoby?
This is a per capita discussion again. Then
you got to get the right emphasis on the right syllable.
Jacoby Tillman, 23, attacked a woman from behind. Look, I could be wrong. I'm just joking here, folks. Not really, but attacked a woman from behind at Little Econ Greenway Trail near Orlando, July 25th, 2025, choking her unconscious. Despite having 4 prior felony cases dating back to 2021, plus a violent misdemeanor, Tillman was released on a $9,500 bond. Tillman's criminal history included stabbing in 2022 and another assault on a woman. According to his girlfriend, Tillman admitted, "I didn't rape the lady. I was trying to kill the lady." Folks, let me repeat that. Tillman's criminal history, including a stabbing in 2022 and another assault on a woman. According to his girlfriend, Tillman admitted, "I didn't rape the lady. I was trying to kill the lady because I wanted to know what it was like to choke someone out." She also alleged that Tillman had previously choked her and that his mother tried to help him avoid capture after seeing news coverage of the attack. And of course, I don't think the mother got charged with aiding and abetting, but who follows the law? Who needs that? After charges were upgraded to include attempted murder, and Tillman allegedly violated a no contact order by posting about a witness on TikTok and Instagram, prosecutors successfully moved to have his bond revoked. Judge Vincent Cho reversed the original decision by Judge Elaine Barber, who prosecutors believe was not aware of all the factors that should have justified holding Tillman. Yeah, that goes back to kind of credence to what you were talking about earlier. They might just be processing this, just, rubber stamping stuff. Anyway, broader pattern here, blah, blah, blah. The case goes on. I think you guys get the point.
Well, what is the point, Trav? I mean, is there a point to this? This is the question.
Is,
this is what people,
I want you to make
are starting to ask. Do
like,
what?
folks, dude, there's lengthy sources to all these kinds of things for people that are actually interested in these kinds of things. I wanted to look into this Cooks County judge, Teresa Molina Gonzalez. I just picked one judge, the one involved in, this dude was 72 prior convictions, and I had to just dig into this judge. I couldn't help it. You ready, Mark?
I'm ready.
Audience, you ready?
They're ready.
Judge Teresa Molina Gonzalez attended Ashland University in Ohio, where she earned a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice and sociology in 1995. Ashland University has an acceptance rate of approximately 80 to 81%, making it a relatively accessible institution that admits most applicants. And that goes through more of her background. I don't really care about this. So let me see here. Where's the good stuff? Give me the good stuff. Molina Gonzalez was appointed to Cook County bench on July 24, 2019 by the Illinois Supreme Court as an at-large Cook County judge, filling a vacancy created by the retirement of Judge James Patrick McCarthy. Her appointment, wait for this, was celebrated as historic. She became the first Puerto Rican judge ever appointed and elected to a countywide judicial position in Cook County. But we love our immigrants, man, especially from the third world, like Puerto Rico, dude. Oh my God. She was then elected in 2020 after winning the endorsement of Cook County Democratic Party. Of course, it's always Democratic judges that are doing this kind of stuff. The candidate endorsement and slating process is led by, you ready for this name? God, I can't over laughing. The candidate endorsement and slating process is led by Tony Preckwinkle, who serves as both Cook County Board President and Cook County Democratic Party.
That's not his name.
That is what Democrats and like Anthony Weiner, and you got Tony Preckwinkle.
Preckwinkle? Are you being serious? Is that really? You're making that up? Travis. Travis.
Sorry. Preckwinkle.
Preckwinkle.
I'm sweating, dude. I'm oiling up for the camera. Oh God. It's so hot in here, dude.
Preckwinkle.
Woo! Oh, I need that. I need to like. Okay.
Preckwinkle. If you tinkle if you sprinkle when you tinkle, please
don't sprinkle on your Preckwinkle.
Yeah, don't sprinkle on your Preckwinkle.
Don't sprinkle on your Preckwinkle while you tinkle.
Otherwise, get you a handy wipe and take care of that. Travis.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, and even the second judge involved in the Reed case, by the way, Ralph Mezgik, his own controversial history of his own. He was appointed to the Cook County bench in January 2024. Even though in 1987 he pleaded guilty to federal charges for filing a false tax return as part of Operation Greylord, a sweeping federal investigation into corruption within Crook County's courts. Him and his law partner failed to report $35,000 in income, approximately $141,000 in 2025 dollars. God, that's how screwed up. That's how devalued our dollar is. Yeah, 35,000 ain't nothing these days.
No.
But back in 1987, it was equivalent to $141,000.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Despite the conviction,
what were you looking at? What was that? Was that Preckwinkle coming in?
I don't know. Something came on. That was kind of freaking me out. Despite the conviction, he maintained his law license after the Illinois Attorney Registration and Disciplinary Commission found the tax reporting failing should be attributed to a lack of business experience, poor judgment, and negligence rather than the intent to defraud. He was pardoned by President Bill Clinton in December 2000. Constant theme here, folks. Oh, man. Okay, sorry. Man, we're just going here, buddy.
Preckwinkle got to you, didn't he?
Yeah, that Preckwinkle, dude. Making me sweat.
Tell you what,
Making
man.
me sweat and tinkle.
Get your Precky on your winkle. You ever had a Preck on your winkle?
Dude, stop.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah. Tony Preckwinkle serves as both Cook County Board President and Cook County Democratic Party President, given her, that's a female, given her enormous influence over judicial appointments, endorsements, and campaign contributions. She has been described as the queen of Chicago politics and the iron fist in the velvet glove. Preckwinkle's political machine has been linked to numerous controversies, including a scandal involving former Alderman Ed Burke. Despite denials, Preckwinkle was proven to have met with Burke just prior to hiring his son as a six-figure county employee in what appeared to be a quid pro quo arrangement. She ultimately returned over $100,000 raised by Burke for her campaign committee. Yeah, and then Cook County Chief Judge Timothy C. Evans has led the court system since 2001, has been reelected 6 times. I think a lot of this has to do with people not being involved in local elections, so these things just keep getting cycled in and out. Under Evans' order, judges must ensure defendants can afford any bail set amount, and defendants. I mean, why is everything geared towards these criminals and not the victims? Why?
Well, come on, Travis. Are you?
It's by design.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you asking a rhetorical question? Are you being sarcastic? Well,
listen to this, Mark. The policy has led to a dramatic increase in pretrial releases, including a 440% jump in defendants on electronic monitoring facing murder charges between 2016 and 2021. Man, we're bringing the heat today on this show.
Does everybody know what that means? In other words, if you've been accused of murder, and if you've been indicted and you're awaiting trial, they're putting a little ankle monitors on you. That's what they're putting on you down there.
Go on about your business. We ain't racist here in Chicago. We don't want the optics of the demographic and contributing to those numbers in the per capita rates here.
And you can't go outside your house when you have one of them on. Now, Pookie know how to take that off.
Is that Pookie Preckwinkle?
Pookie. No, it's Pookie. He just go by Pookie, and he can get them things taken off. And then you can but you got to run. You got to get away once they take it off because they be coming looking for you. And now that they got the ISIS and the border patrols and everybody else up here in Chicago, it's different now.
In a 2022 forum, he stated the average resident who lives here lives in fear, acknowledging the county's staggering crime statistics. Over 1,000 homicides, 3,800 shootings, 1,800 carjackings in 2021 alone. Yet when pressed about making the changes, he said if that judge doesn't see the evidence here, no matter what the charge is, he or she might decide to release. Well, maybe get rid of some of these policies that are contributing to this absolutely crazy shit. Oh. No?
Whatever do you mean, Travis? Why are you being so racist? Why are you being racist?
I just can't help it. I'm one of them bads. Former Cook County State Attorneys Kim Foxx, 2016 through 2024, implemented progressive prosecution policies that critics argue contribute to rising crimes. Let's go through it. Foxx raised the felony prosecution threshold from retail theft from $300 to over $1,000. Declined to prosecute driving on a suspended license twice as often as her predecessor, and dropped charges against hundreds of protesters during civil disturbances. Yes, folks, we're talking about the summer of love. Did I do that right?
Yeah, but
summer of love. Summer of love, and the mostly peaceful protesters burning down businesses, raping women in the streets. Summer of love, because the racism and the statues were looking at us funny.
George Floyd be looking down on your brother Floyd. You remember Brother Floyd?
Brother Floyd,
he couldn't breathe.
Pointing his gun at pregnant women, but he's a hero.
No, man.
Just like old Alfred Kinsey there at the University of Indiana, raise a statue for this brother.
Well, that's a little different than Floyd. Because Floyd, he deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved it.
He deserved it.
And of course, Foss was backed by liberal financier George Soros, who contributed to her 2016 campaign. She was described as a disaster by critics who noted career law and order prosecutors in Fox's office left, not wanting to be a part of an office that didn't prosecute criminals. Her office's relationship with the CPD deteriorated as she focused more on, wait for it, racial equity than prosecuting her criminals. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for the citizens of Chicago.
You got that sweat pouring off you, don't you?
I do, man. I did not turn the AC down. I'm sweating in the suit.
I like me a nice, wetty white boy.
Yeah, here's the... Why?
That's why I nickname you Mountain Dew.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
Is that because I know what to do?
Well, that's because when you mount, you know what to do.
So fat, dude.
I got men's everywhere. I got to give them nicknames.
Well, I got some more informations here on the SAFE-T Act. All right, you ready for it? Illinois Safety and Accountability, Fairness and Equality Today. Okay, sorry, I butchered that. It's always in the names. You can always identify these stupid pieces of progressive shit.
Yeah, like
Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, signed into law by Governor Pritzker in 2021, eliminated cash bail statewide through the Pretrial Fairness Act. The law replaced monetary bail conditions with other pretrial release mechanisms, but limits judges' ability to detain defendants before trial. Critics argue it's created a revolving door where dangerous individuals are released before trial. State Representative Patrick Sheehan, a former law enforcement officer, stated Illinois was the first state to eliminate cash bail, and since then, countless communities have suffered consequences, violent offenders walking free, victims re-traumatized, and officers re-arresting the same criminals again and again. And again, this goes on. I mean, everybody knows Cook County. There's so much more in this report about everybody who touched this one individual case with this dude setting this woman on fire. And yeah, there we go.
Unbelievable. Could you imagine? I mean, think about this for a second. Okay, first of all, I still want to know, why is this chick sleeping on a train? Okay, people have to start taking accountability for their own actions. You just can't be naive. You can't be sleeping on public transportation. You shouldn't even be getting on public transportation. Figure something out. And ladies, get a man. Sorry, either get a Rottweiler.
I mean, if you're on one of these trains and you got an armed man with you, your chances of survival increase exponentially.
Yeah, you know, and if you don't need no man, well, now you're figuring out why you need a man. Okay, so it's kind of stupid when you think you're, strong and independent and don't need no man. Well, you got animals on subways. They're torching your ass on fire. So I think you need a man.
I can't believe we're sitting here covering this stuff. This is
And by the way, this isn't
common sense stuff.
And
this isn't anything controversial or anything.
It's nothing new. Travis, this is nothing new. This is not the first person to be lit on fire on a train. It was just a few months ago that poor Ukrainian girl was sitting there minding her own business. That freaking animal stabbed her. I mean, none of this is.
I got that white girl. I got that right girl, but we don't know the motive still.
Ladies, get a man. Get you a man.
And I'm not going to harp on this one too much. We covered this a little bit, but yes, the FBI confirmed that Crooks acted alone in the Trump assassination plot. One of the things I noticed that Kosh likes to do is detail how many people were involved in the investigation. Like, well, what the hell does that do for me? What does that do for any of us? We had 485 personnel. They also had 17 agents show up at the Bubba Wallace news scandal for NASCAR.
Now, in all fairness,
they also
was
before a whole swath of an army storm in on Roger Stone at 7 a.m. with CNN cameras ready to roll.
Yeah, that
before
was
it even went down.
That was before cash, but I see what you're saying, and it is important. And
it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's like nothing. We got a changing of the guard, but the same thing continues. 485 personnel who conducted more than 1,000 interviews and 2,000 public tips. Manually reviewed 500,000 digital files and 35 online accounts. The key findings: no conspiracy, no motive. There is a limited record of him making political statements and advocating for political violence. Bongino told Fox News. God, dude, what a disgrace. However, Bureau officials emphasized that these posts did not provide. So whenever Crooks was, his rhetoric online, they said it didn't have legal grounds for investigations, which is like so ridiculous. There was no legal grounds for a majority of if they wanted to pursue this, they would find a way. Look what happened to Trump, the Russiagate stuff, the arrest in New York. Give me a freaking break, dude. Give me a break. Yeah, and he fired 8 rounds from the rifle. 8 rounds? I'd have to go back and watch the video. I don't remember hearing. That's pretty interesting.
There was a lot of cracks. There was a lot of cracks.
There was a lot of cracks. Yeah, and that's where the speculation about, them being more than one shooter, because it appeared they were coming in different directions, but they shot him immediately, but somehow he popped off 8 shots before they shot him.
Well, they didn't shoot him immediately.
That's true. They made sure he got 8 rounds off then, I guess, first, right?
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah, and people that are claiming that, Trump really didn't get shot that day. Corey Comparator died, guys.
Got shot in the head. He was
2
shot in
were
the head.
critically injured.
He died in his wife's arms, man. That Corey Comparator is so sad. It is.
And then,
hero.
Yeah, and he did right honoring him. Remember, I think that was during his State of the Union address, and then Democrats didn't even stand for that one. Like, pieces.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Yeah, so the whole he didn't really get shot in the ear thing. I mean, I remember looking into that because, you always have to question these things unofficially. But, dude, 3 people got shot. 1 of them died. There were actual lives that were lost that day, okay? And, of course, undetonated explosives. Yeah, and then some of these news outlets, I like to go grab the mainstream reporting on this to see the angles they're saying. So this is what was going around after the FBI posted this. The FBI investigation addressed and debunked several conspiracy theories that emerged after the shooting. Foreign connections, despite Crooks maintaining email accounts based in Germany and Belgium, investigators found no evidence of foreign coordination or instruction. Listen to this. The foreign accounts were primarily used for weapons and ammunition purposes. But it's debunked.
Oh, well.
God help me. Concerns about the possible ties to William Tepes, an individual associated with the Antifa. Yeah, that's right. The German-based Antifa organization, I think he was part of. The FBI clarified there was no direct communication.
What?
That's right.
Okay, take that one to the bank.
Take it to the bank. Yeah, this is what they're doing. Media speculation about Crook's involvement in online furry communities was also addressed. While Crooks visited sites with adult animated content, the FBI found no involvement in the furry community specifically.
Hey, Travis, have you ever been to one of the online furry communities?
No, Mark.
Why not?
I don't want that on my computer. I don't. Some of this stuff, when I'm looking at this, it's like, man, I don't want to look this stuff up, man. I just don't. I don't.
Dude, you're not even curious about being like a
no. I'm really not curious whatsoever. No.
I look, I get it, but you got to kind of know your enemy a little bit, right? Because when they come,
I think it's easy to pinpoint these enemies. They're fruitcake delusional nutcases. Okay, they're very easy to spot. They typically want to be addressed by ma'am, while their schlongs hanging out in a girl's locker room and a wig and lipstick on. Okay, I mean,
Dude,
they're pretty saying?
Easy. Why are you being so homophobic, bro?
I don't even care.
Transphobic. Why? Now you're sounding like Sean Ryan. See what happens?
Yeah, I know. I'm being a bad guy.
We're just throwing our hands
Read
up.
between the lines, man. I do not care. Read between the lines. Director Kash Patel confirmed that President Trump was fully briefed on the investigation filings as a victim of the case, and that Trump was satisfied with the results where we left it. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Are you satisfied, Travis?
I wonder if Trump's progeny are satisfied. Are Trump's kids satisfied with this? Because
I'd like to know what is Barron saying right now.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
They're keeping him awful quiet, aren't they? And he's
anyway. What? I'm not going to beat this up. We all know that there's the conclusion. He acted alone, no motive, no manifesto. Made sure to put a lengthy page in the report about the scale of the investigation. Foreign accounts access, nothing to see there. Pre-attack activity. Weapons and explosive physical evidence, blah, blah, blah. Outcome, fired out eight rounds from rooftop 400 feet from stage, flew drone over the rally site 2 hours before the attack. God, dude. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Unbelievable, bro.
This is something that nobody's reporting on. I'd figure I'd try to do it here. I'm going to credit, I forgot where this came from here. U.S. airstrikes in Somalia have reached an unprecedented level in 2025. Did y'all know about? Any of y'all know about this one? You heard about this one, Mark?
Yep.
With the 99th and 100th strike occurring between November 21st and November 22nd near Basaso in Puntlands, over there in Somalia in the mountains. These are, by the way, we continue bombing them and then creating refugees and then importing them directly into Minnesota. So we can all just experience this lovely third world shit. Do you see the pattern here? Do you see the pattern? We get involved in these Middle Eastern operations and then we bomb the shit out of them. We create all this chaos in here and then we flood them into our country.
Hey, you know what you call a Somali during a famine?
What's that?
Quarter pounder.
A quarter pounder with cheese?
Well, that's if she has a yeast infection.
Woo! It's getting hot in here, buddy.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You can't help yourself. That's why Mark's on the show. That's why he's here.
I can't help it.
Because he can't help his little jokesters.
I can't help it. I just have to, throw it out there.
These operations are part of a U.S. effort coordinated primarily through AFRICOM and local Somali authorities focused on battling ISIS affiliates and Al-Shabaab. This is hilarious because a lot of these Somalis that are abusing these programs and creating these FODs, they're using the funds to fund these groups.
Mm-hmm. Here in the U.S., your tax dollars for SNAP, for welfare, for all these things coming out of your check, going to these animals.
So we bomb them. We create the refugee program. We import them back here. They third world some of our cities over here in America. And then they use the funds from these programs to fund these groups that we're bombing. Do you really think this is incompetence here? You're looking at long-term narratives and agendas. Intergenerational plans happen before our eyes. I'm not joking when I say we're at war. And it's not like the war that everybody thinks, where everybody, it always fascinated me, these old school wars where you had these rules. I mean, everybody lined up and just shot at each other, and then it's like, dude, there's sophisticated societal formulas to get people to do this kind of thing. Funding our own destruction. Anyway, Puntland security operations have intensified in 2025, including significant captures and reported kills of ISIS leaders and militants, sometimes involving foreign fighters, including a Turkish national in June. U.S. and UAE forces have both participated in airstrikes in this region, targeting ISIS bases, camp encampments, and weapon sites. You don't even know what we're really bombing here. We're just, are they really bombing ISIS? Remember during the Obama administration, we were accidentally dropping caches of ammunition and weapons in the middle of these territories, and these groups were getting them. Long-term agendas, folks, by design. Not an accident. God, the incompetence angle to some of this stuff just absolutely drives me nuts. Folks, yes, government operations are mostly run by stupidity. Doesn't mean you need to be stupid and believe all the shit that we're being funneled with this.
Right.
Civilian casualties through AFRICOM. Though AFRICOM has ceased releasing regular civilian... Listen to this. Listen to how this is worded. Security operations have been, though AFRICOM has ceased releasing regular civilian casualty estimates, independent organizations of local media have reported periodic civilian deaths from these operations. For example, a strike over a recent weekend allegedly killed 12 civilians, including 8 children. This underscores growing scrutiny about U.S. transparency and accountability, with groups like Amnesty International documenting dozens of civilian casualties. By the way, these groups, this Amnesty International, these supposed humanitarian groups, their role is only to cause a modicum of outrage, get you to fund their program, and then do nothing about it. That's their role. It's a save face, feel good for the children, and really, I think it's boomer progressive slop. That's what I think that's for. So people can feel good about funding it, and I'm part of Amnesty International, and we're all one world, and it's like it just
do you know how many people they employ, and how many of those people make very substantial
billions of dollars, brother? We all know this.
It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
The scale and frequency of U.S. airstrikes in Somalia now dwarf those of previous administrations, with at least 100 confirmed in 2025 compared to 63 in Trump's first term, 51 over Biden's 4 years, and 48 over Obama's 8. What are we doing? We will never know the real story behind this, but maybe 50 years later when we're all dead and gone, they'll release it. Redacted. Okay. 1 in 4 unemployed Americans has a college degree, the most ever. Americans with 4-year degrees now make up a record 1 in 4 unemployed workers in the U.S., highlighting a structural slowdown in white-collar hiring in a particularly harsh environment for recent graduates. This marks the highest share on record going back to 1992 and signals that a bachelor's degree is no longer a guaranteed ticket into professional employment. New BLS data for September shows about 1.9 million Americans aged 25 and over with at least a bachelor's degree are unemployed, accounting for roughly 25% of all unemployed workers. Anyway, that goes on. My whole point to say this is, college for the most part is a scam. Unless you're going to be an engineer, a doctor, or something very specific that contributes to the infrastructure of society, you're wasting your money. You're wasting your time. On top of it, you can also go ahead and get ran through if you're a female there, maybe get raped a couple times. And then if you're funding this from a parent's perspective, your kid can come back a full-blown communist. and we can just make the world worse while we're at it, thinking that college is going to get you ahead. Go to trade school, go to trade school, go to trade school. If you have a college fund, give your kids the option when they turn 18 to either start a business or get into real estate. Okay. Quit feeding this stupid machine. Quit it.
It's unbelievable.
Okay. Going on
Preach
here.
it, brother. Preach it.
You like that, girl?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, God, this is a huge article. I don't know if we're going to have time to cover this. Let me see here. All right, I wanted to cover some of this Epstein news. Folks, I don't know how much we're really going to see because the SDNY right after Epstein was arrested, they were in Epstein's properties before the FBI got there. A lot of this stuff is cleaned up. Now, what I will say, I know the State Department still has some of these records. There's no doubt about it. They were like Epstein's personal landlord. Did y'all know that?
Yes.
Anyway. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer has issued a stark ultimatum to Bill and Hillary Clinton regarding their cooperation with the congressional investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. The Kentucky Republicans sent a letter. We're still sending letters.
Strongly.
A strong letter.
Strong. It's very strong. Like strong.
Anyway, I'll go on. The Kentucky Republicans sent a strongly worded letter to Clinton's attorney, David Kendall, on November 21st, setting depositions for December 17th with Bill Clinton, December 18th with Hillary, and threatening contempt of Congress proceedings if they have failed to appear. You think the Clintons are scared of contempt of Congress?
Dude, none of these folks, they all know they're not going to jail, Travis. They all know. No one's going to jail.
The subpoenas initially issued in August 2025 were part of a broader investigation that also targeted 9 former attorney generals and FBI directors, including Merrick Garland, James Comey, Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, Robert Mueller, William Barr, Jeff Sessions, and Alberto Gonzalez. However, the Clintons have emerged as a central focus due to their documented associations with Epstein and their resistance to testifying. Let's see here. On November 3rd, the Clintons' attorney, David Kendall, proposed that his client submit written responses instead of appearing for an in-person depositions, describing it as the most efficient and equitable way to proceed, claiming they possessed only a little information to share. Comer emphatically rejected this offer, asserting that the committee, not witnesses, determines how testimony is collected. So, that'd be interesting to see them, on the, get deposed and do that in person there. But, I'm skeptical. Anyway, let's go on here. The Epstein investigation has also ensnared Democratic Representative Stacey Plaskett, the non-voting delegate from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Documents released on November 12, 2025 revealed that Plaskett exchanged text messages with Epstein during the February 2019 congressional hearing featuring Michael Cohen's testimony against President Trump. Listen to this one, folks. The texts show Epstein appeared to be coaching Plaskett in real time during the hearing. According to the Washington Post analysis, which cross-references messages with video footage, Plaskett was the first to reach out to Epstein at 7:55 a.m. texting, "He'll talk about his grades." As the hearing began, Epstein text Plaskett, "Great outfit," and later, "You look great," to which he replied, "Thanks." More significantly, Epstein provided Plaskett with information about Trump associates. He texted, "Cohen brought Ronan, keeper of secrets," misidentifying Rona Graff's first name. Plaskett replied, "Rona?" ? And then at 2:25 noted, "Quick, I'm up next. Is that an acronym?" Epstein clarified, "That's his assistant." At 2:28 p.m., Plaskett began questioning Cohen about Graff and other Trump associates. Epstein commended her with good work. Folks, This is incredible. This just validates that Epstein was so involved in the political landscape all across the aisle. Okay. Texting and coaching Plaskett against Trump.
During the hearing.
Trump was involved too for all these Democrats. Democrats are having a hard time around this one. They were having a real hard time. But you know what Republicans did? Don't worry. The GOP censored her. Fucking pussies, dude. Yeah, and honestly, this has been confirmed. That is just incredible, folks. Judge just tossed Comey and James cases due to formalities. I'm going to have to look into that one. But folks, this is coming. Just get ready for disappointment, okay? Because
on Friday was going to be.
You're talking about an intelligence assessment here. I mean, the fact that people would go to Epstein, like he was known in these circles to do these kinds of things, to have dirt on whoever. So, yeah, Trump screwed up the PR on this, and he's still screwing it up to a certain degree and just bamboozled it. And I hate the 3D chess arguments, guys. I'm just sick of it. But at the same time, look, I'm more pessimistic about it, but again, at the State Department level. But do you honestly think, oh man, you could get federal marshals involved in unsealing stuff at the State Department level, because a lot of these emails, I think we'll find out more stuff. Are people going to be arrested from it? I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm hoping for it, dude. I think we're all cheering it on. We all want to see repercussions for this stuff, man. This is a huge scandal, because if Congress people are sitting there coordinating with him, there are so many people compromised. We need to know who they are, okay? And we need them to go to jail. And more so than that, probably some of them you could argue need to be executed.
Yes, they do.
All right. Hakeem Jeffries, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, became embroiled in the Epstein scandal after documents released by the Oversight Committee revealed a 2013 email from political consultant Lisa Rossi to Epstein. The email invited Epstein to a Democratic fundraising dinner supported by Jeffries' campaign, describing him as an impressive guy who will be a progressive voice in New York politics to come, and referring to him as Brooklyn's Barack. Anyway, it goes on. It goes on and on and on. Expanded investigations, parallel investigations, political investigations. House Speaker Mike Johnson, who had initially opposed the Epstein file release, expressed deep disappointment after the bill passed. And I covered this live, by the way. Stated he had spoken to President Trump and needed amendments. Mike Johnson, all of you who are celebrating him, mostly boomers, dude. I'm sorry. I don't mean to poke fun, but
you don't
damn,
like boomers.
Dude,
you don't like
I was
boomers,
telling y'all about Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson argued on November 17th that the files involved, listen to this, national security issues requiring redaction, raising the question, how can a hoax be a national security threat? National security. Why would there be national security issues tied to Epstein? I thought he wasn't connected to intelligence. I thought there wasn't anything involved. I thought we didn't know who was involved, by the way.
Why haven't we seen the JFK files? I mean, what's being protected, bro? Who's being protected? Travis, I'm telling you, man. I'm just telling you, man. It's not looking good, bro.
Nope, it is not looking good, buddy. But yeah, I still remain hopeful. Let's see what can happen here.
Well, I remain hopeful that it can be fixed. It's going to be an extremely heavy price. It's going to be extremely difficult.
We'll see people on both sides. I mean, that's the reality of it. People on both sides will need to go. I mean, but I just want to see, Mark, we've been saying it all year. Where are the arrests? We're looking for high-profile arrests. We're looking for repercussions. We're looking for the promises to be kept. But unfortunately, with Kash Patel and Pam Bondi up there, I'm not having any hope on that one, dude. Pam Bondi is looking more and more like a Democrat, honestly.
Yeah. I just
yeah, House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Not seeing it. Just not seeing it at all.
All right. Moving on from that, we'll see what comes about here. Here's some other news that's not really making the rounds. A peer-reviewed October 2025 study published in Research Square found THT positive amyloid microclots in 100% of participants in a cohort that was 94% vaccinated, including those labeled as healthy controls. The microclots are fibrinolysis resistant, meaning the body cannot break them down through normal physiological processes. Researchers demonstrated that the purified spike protein alone can produce these amyloid structures in laboratory conditions. In a groundbreaking August 2021 study published, Professor Rizia Pretorius showed that exposing healthy plasma to just a spike protein caused significant increase of amyloid deposits. Basically, another way to put this is, yeah, we're seeing the studies come out now that we are absolutely being poisoned by these shots. God help you if you ever got one. And I won't make fun of you for doing it because a lot of people were aggravated in fear, but I will do it behind the scenes.
You'll laugh at them, won't you?
I will.
Yep, me too. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's right, man. You want to listen to this fury, you keep getting injected, and then you have repercussions for it. Maybe you can be part of the National Compensation Fund for the injured. What's that called? Is that the whatever? It's a government program where you get. That's why we don't hear a lot of these cases against these big companies, because they make these settlements and they do these huge payout, and the job goes on, the program goes on. The vaccine industry's best customer, it's the best customer on the planet for anybody, is the government. Okay. The October 2025 study cohort was 94% vaccinated, yet participants were categorized as having long COVID without any lab verification of prior COVID infection. This raises fundamental questions about whether the condition being studied represents post-viral pathology or post-vaccination pathology. Dr. Matthew McCoy noted in his 2025 analysis, these clots started appearing in 2021, and I've never seen anything like them in my 20 years as an embalmer. Yeah, so that goes on. Okay, here's the next story here. Mark, you'll like this one.
Good.
Congressman requests investigation of Orthodox churches as potential intelligence operations.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Jimmy Christmas, man. You can't. Oh, God.
This is from a Republican, Mark.
Why should we be surprised?
Representative Joe Wilson from South Carolina sent a letter to Attorney General Bondi on November 17th, requesting investigation into whether Russian intelligence has compromised U.S. Orthodox churches with Moscow ties, specifically targeting a November 18th delegation meeting with Trump officials. This is very interesting timing because we are seeing a lot of people convert Orthodox. I'm in the process of doing so myself. Mark, I know we've talked about this before, but it seems to be one of the least compromised churches out there. These weird churches that are gung-ho for certain countries that are not our own and that have these weird forgiveness attributes to them that are absolutely not biblical, but turning a blind eye to everything that's destroying us. And now this. Maybe it's a coincidence. Wilson publicly stated that Russian Orthodox Church is not a separate religious organization, but an extension of the Russian state, and characterized congressional meetings as an intelligence operation. Wilson's concerns have some foundation, and the report goes on. CNN's reporting the FBI warning in September 2023. So here they come, guys. They can't have these split-offs from the mainstream churches that are all 501c3 and that are doing all these ridiculous pastures that are taking in all this money and that are telling you to believe the government and quoting Romans 13 and doing everything that you shouldn't be doing and you shouldn't be listening to, but it's under the name of the Bible and God. And yeah, including man, I forgot to cover that. I'm gonna have to cover that one too. Anyway, the concern goes on. So yeah, now we're looking into Orthodox churches because Russia, and Ukraine and all the conflict here. Yeah, it's funny. We're going to go dig. Republicans will go dig into this, but it takes an arm and a leg to pull out where these mosques are popping up all over the country and these other religious organizations. Only Christianity is fair game for mudslinging. You can't ridicule anything else. Why is that?
You can't ridicule anybody else? You can't ridicule Muslims or Jews?
Can't do it. It's not allowed. But Christianity, you can do whole Olympic ceremonies mocking Christ, but God forbid, eat a little bacon. Okay.
Yeah, that's
all right. I wanted to cover this one in depth. We just went through the shutdown, and I was so pissed off when I read this. Okay, on November 21st, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a resolution denouncing the horrors of socialism. In a 285 to 98 vote, with 86 Democrats joining 199 Republicans in condemning what the resolution called socialistic policies of the United States. We just went through a shutdown with the opportunity to practice what we preach as far as small, limited government, socialist programs and policies. Let's break it down.
Break it down.
Introduced by Representative Maria Elvira Salazar out of Florida, the resolution arrived just hours before New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani, a self-described Democratic socialist, was scheduled to meet with Trump at the White House. The timing was no coincidence. It represented a theatrical political gesture designed to score ideological points rather than address substantive policy contradictions. I think I'm talking too much already here, buddy.
You're not.
And yes, that's exactly what it was. I helped write this article, but that's exactly what it was. This ideological theater. I hate to pick on the older crowd here, but this is boomer slop stuff. This is Fox News nursing home material.
Bingo.
Rah, go team, go. We pass legislative to vocally condemn. It's not
it's perfect for Fox News, Clay and Buck, and Sean Hannity. And the people that watch that stuff and listen to that, they eat it up.
And Mark Levin.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget Mark.
While GOP lawmakers rush to condemn socialism, they simultaneously champion, protect, and expand government programs that embody the very collectivist principles they claim to despise. From massive corporate bailouts and agricultural subsidies for corporations to protectionist tariffs and trillion-dollar defense appropriations, the GOP has become the primary architect of what can only be described as general socialism or corporate socialism, a system where taxpayer dollars are subsidized for government intervention to distort markets, political connections to determine economic winners and losers. Let me see here. I just want to hit some of the highlights here. I know we're going on here. Yeah, everything from the agricultural welfare state. And honestly, the agricultural, for small, it'd be one thing if we were doing it for small government farmers, but when you're doing it for these giant conglomerate organizations that are almost like a monopoly over our food industry. And I will say this too, like I've seen some of these corporate factors. I mean, dude, there is something wrong with the animal treatment in there and then consuming this kind of stuff with how they're treating it. I'm not like one of these. I'm not one of these. No, listen,
right.
I'm not one of these. I'm not one of these PETA people and these softies on this kind of stuff. But guys,
dude,
there has to be a humane order on,
it's not good.
Our livestock and how we're treating animals before we consume them.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And honestly, I think this is kind of like one of these spiritual battles we're up against. And I feel like there's people that know consuming meat from tortured animals, it does something to you.
Yeah, it does.
I really do. I am starting to kind of believe in that. So I'm just not a fan of some of this stuff. I think there's a lot of truth to it.
To be clear, now hang on one second. To your defense, because I know what you're saying and I know what you're not saying. You're not turning vegan.
No,
you're not. No.
No.
But what you're saying is, and for those that have never been to a feedlot operation and seen it firsthand, it is one of the nastiest, one of the most. It's gross. In fact, there's tons of vegetarians today because they watched video of what goes on at feedlots and those slaughterhouses. It's horrible, and it doesn't have to be that way. And they know through science that when you kill an animal in those types of conditions, the hormones that they release before they die
goes into the meat.
It goes into the meat and it goes into the fat, and it changes the chemical composition of the meat. And it does. That's not wackadoodle, new age. Woo-hoo. No, it's true. And yeah, this industrialized meat processing is not good. It's not necessary. It's all about just making more and more money instead of letting ranchers do their thing. I'm a big proponent of farm to table, bro. I just am.
Yeah,
I had
farm
Blake
to table.
Yeah.
And this industrialized approach to it. And there's some sick people that work in these industries too, man. Like you've seen some of these turkey farms and some of these workers that got arrested. They're on film. Yeah, there's reasons why, and it's an ungodly way to go about
it is. It's
agriculture and livestock. There really is biblical principles behind having a humane approach to putting meat on your table. Okay.
Absolutely.
Not advocating for going vegan there, but man, I try to avoid a lot of this stuff because it's disgusting. It's ungodly. To me, it's evil.
Yeah.
You're souring meat and then you're feeding it to people. And it's like, you wonder what that does to you,
Yeah.
You wonder what it does to you.
I agree.
Something to think about. Just something to think about. I kind of digress and went off there.
No, that's great. I'm glad because I interviewed Blake Dollins a couple months ago, and he owns a ranch, does farm to table, and it's a great interview. And we go into some of this stuff, and I highly encourage people to take a look at doing farm to table options. It's not that much more expensive than the store, and you can get deals if you'll go into it with a friend or a family member and fill up a freezer. It's actually cheaper than the junk you get at the stores. But stuff you get at the stores today, dude, it's freaking nasty.
It's pretty awful, folks. So something to keep in mind there. And it's easier said than done. I mean, finding local markets and supply gets pretty short pretty quick because a lot more people are now they know this and they want to go to you want to go to where slaughter's happening humanely. And I get that what that sounds like it's it's almost hypocritical or it doesn't make sense, but there's truth to it, guys. There's truth to it. Okay. Frightening an animal and torturing it before, that's inhumane stuff. That's not how it needs to go down. You want slaughter to be efficient. You don't want the animals to know it's coming. Yeah. And it's just awful. It's really awful stuff. But all right, let's get back into this. So the shutdown that wasn't what Republicans refused to cut. So the 2025 government shutdown, the longest in American history at 43 days, provided Republicans with an opportunity to demonstrate their commitment to these principles. This was stated as an opportunity to cut Democratic programs and close programs that we were unable to before. The Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought, the architect of Project 2025, called it an unprecedented opportunity to determine which agencies would be eliminated. Am I echoing?
Nope.
Okay.
Sound good.
Yet when the shutdown ended on November 12th, the results were revealing. Despite the promises and the enthusiasm, no major socialist or corporate welfare programs were eliminated. The agencies and programs the Republican targeted for reduction during the shutdown were telling nutrition, the SNAP program, the special supplemental nutritional program for women, infants, and children, that's WIC, special education funding, various social services. Basically now. So hang on here. What is this? Anyway, yeah, some of these, as far as the corporate welfare program, the export-import bank remained open. Defense spending, everything in between. But we all saw the fraud and abuse that was happening with the SNAP program. It was a perfect opportunity to reshape it, restructure it. A lot of folks like Mark and I outright eliminate it.
Shut it down.
You shut it down. You had EBT influencers. We saw this over the span of 43 days, but Republicans were celebrating it once the shutdown ended. And then they passed this stupid fucking legislation just to condemn socialism when they had the opportunity to cut it. So again, the GOP just likes to just shit all over us. Well, as we keep putting them into power, and they got no pressure, they got no fear from their constituents to fucking deliver. This is so frustrating. The spending continues to get out of control. We're bombing Somalia for the 100th time. What are we doing?
Well, you've got again, because of the 19th Amendment, you've got women and feminized men, feminized males, post-pubescent boys, effeminate males, and they're out there. Well, if you shut off SNAP, there's some people that really need it, Travis. I mean, if we shut off SNAP, people would be starving to death. Travis, do you believe that if we shut off SNAP right this second, if we shut it off, no more SNAP, do you think people would be dying in the streets of starvation?
No. Most of these people look like they could live for a month without eating that are on these programs. Morbidly obese, some of them on assistance for 2 decades. In 2 decades, you can't figure out how to get your shit together to feed your own family. You got to rely on people like us that are out there working and giving money over to the government just for you to be a slop. God, this is absolutely infuriating, dude.
It's effeminate males, simps, female voters. If it wasn't for them, there would be no welfare.
What about my grandma, though, Mark?
Yeah,
what about my grandma? Why the fuck aren't you taking care of your grandma? Why is it my responsibility to take care of your damn family?
Damn it! I get so Travis. That is a nerve you danced on. Well, my grandma, she can't afford. It's your grandmother. It's your grandmother. God almighty, Travis.
So listen to this one. Well, the Agricultural Secretary Brooke Rollins revealed that SNAP, the food stamp program, is rife with fraud. We knew this before, guys. We knew this before. When states were ordered, by the way, we didn't know this until the shutdown. Okay. So the states were ordered to share recipient data. The results were shocking. 186,000 deceased individuals receiving benefits, 500,000 people receiving SNAP benefits in more than one state, and more than 226,000 fraudulent benefit claims approved. The stolen benefits cost taxpayers more than $102 million in the first quarter of fiscal year 2025 alone. Federal data shows welfare overpayments totaling $66.1 billion in fiscal year 2024. SNAP benefits have an error rate of 11.68% with $9 billion in overpayments. Over the last decade, Medicaid made $567 billion in improper payments, enough to provide private health insurance coverage to more than 2.2 million families. The Government Accountability Office estimates the federal government loses between $233 billion and $521 billion annually to fraud. Social media has exposed the culture of entitlement this system creates. TikTok influencers openly brag about gaming the welfare system. Louisiana woman Koya Unick posted videos instructing viewers on how to lie to get SNAP benefits, claiming she secures $35,000 by falsely claiming to be homeless and starving. She was eventually arrested, but only after her videos went viral. Another TikToker was evicted from Section 8 housing and banned from SNAP for using food stamps to fund a candied grape business she advertised on social media, failing to report the income while receiving thousands in taxpayer-funded benefits. God, excuse me, guys. These results are not isolated incidents. The welfare system has created generational dependency, with research showing that when parents are awarded disability insurance, the likelihood that one of their adult children will participate in the program rises by 12% points over the next decade. In 1979, families living below the poverty line earned about 60% of their income from work. And by 2021, that number dropped to an all-time low to around 25%. This represents a fundamental shift in temporary assistance to permanent dependency. Exactly what we all warned happened back in those days. Now, for people that do support these programs and that want to attack people like me and Mark that say just shut it off, why blame us and not the people abusing this shit?
Thank you. Or just the people that are on it. There's nobody on it that's on it legitimately.
You're not the bad guy if you want this shut down.
No.
Now, you want to advocate for having some kind of safety net? Okay, I'll entertain that argument for a second. Why am I the bad guy then?
Yeah.
Why are the people that aren't billions of dollars in losses? Look, just for the sake of argument, Mark, but why would billions of dollars in why am I the bad guy? You're not pissed at this too? Ho hum. Let somebody else help me take care of my family. It's your responsibility, damn it.
Travis, people, they'll say, here's the straw man on this. Well, what about the old people that just don't, okay, so you're telling me define old, let's say it's over 60. Okay, all these old people all right, so they've been on the earth for 60 years and they haven't accumulated friends, family, churches. If they not contributed to humanity to where at their age, they're too old, maybe they're disabled, they're whatever, they can't work, and they're going to starve to death if somebody doesn't get them some rice and beans. Are you telling me at 60 plus years old, they've not contributed enough in this lifetime to enough people that there would be people who will go, hey man, we can't let Bubba starve to death. He was a good guy. He was a member of the church. He would come and do this. He gave to the poor. Those people, I'm telling you, this is the way society is supposed to work. If you're a piece of shit and all you did was ever take, and now you're 65 and disabled and you can't take care of yourself and nobody wants to take care of you, then let nature take its freaking course.
And folks that are they're gonna listen to that and go, that is so awful, you're inhumane or whatever. You know what? I just don't care anymore.
They can eat shit.
I just don't care anymore. And look, the other part to it too is, if these systems and these programs were audited and a lot of this stuff, we'd be less animated about it. But when we were seeing the EBT influencers on there buying cupcakes and soda and junk food, it's like we don't even have a program that's like the basic staples, rice, beans, poultry, just rice basic stuff. This would be different. But this, again, we all saw the GOP, they were celebrating the SNAP program being turned back on, did nothing about it.
Nothing.
Now, there's supposedly more restrictions that are going to come. Let's see what happens here. But dude,
gonna fucking happen.
There goes my mic. What the hell?
What'd you do?
I don't know, man. I got too animated, I guess, here. But
this is, I'm telling you, Travis, I am
corporate welfare, defense spending, bombing Somalia, letting frauds run rampant, not doing anything about it.
No arrests.
No arrests.
We haven't
nothing like this.
We haven't fixed anything to do with the election system. Nothing's been fixed.
But don't worry. We'll pass a bill to condemn it.
Yeah, we'll pass a strong. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's a traitor. And Massey is an anti-Semite.
Yeah, the people that have helped are getting attacked the most right now. It's absolutely infuriating. And yeah, I don't have a report here on Marjorie Taylor Greene's. I want to look more into this, but man, that's not a good update, guys. That's not a good update. Whether you like her, you hate her, all this kind of stuff going about it, and then Trump going to primary Massey. Dude, there's candidates that need support, and then you're going out there and endorsing these rhino candidates and stuff. I mean, it's very demoralizing. It very much is. And, I almost like it gets to the point where it's like, well, why do we keep voting?
Well, that's what people are asking now, because here's the deal. Why? What? Travis,
for people that are low propensity and they see this stuff, do you think all this stuff is going to make them go out and want to vote again like they did in this last election?
And work hard.
Ain't going to happen.
No.
Ain't going to happen.
And here,
spending continues, kicking the can down the road. Now my kids get to grow up in some intergenerational debt that is impossible to consume. It's just, this is absolutely out of control. And there's serious things that need to happen. And I think the first part of it is every state needs a secession movement. Every single one needs to be able to pull out the plug. And you got to get candidates that's like, you know what? And look, before anybody accuses, those anti-American just divided us. Guys, how was this country founded?
Exactly.
How did the country start? This was an individual cooperative collaboration of individual states. Okay. This whole stupid stuff with these, isolationists and all this stuff. And Matt Walsh got all his flag for his American first stuff. You guys are fucking retarded. That is the opposite, to have some centralized structure that we're just creating debt slaves down the road for our future progeny. And shame on the generations before, and including me and my own, that are letting this continue. There's been generations before we just kept wanting to be entertained. We went through the whole non-grassroots love revolution and the hippies and all these turfed movements that were not natural, that were pushed by the most Satanist and evil people, and everybody entertained themselves into the ground in who we are. And then you got boomers out there. It's like, well, not going to happen in my lifetime. You fucking cowards.
Exactly. And
Thanks
here's
a lot.
the thing.
Thanks for everything.
When we call Trump out on the carpet for not doing what we hired him to do, and that's exactly what we did. We hired him to do a job. We hired him to do a job, some very specific things. When he ain't doing it, we call him out. That is not being anti-Trump. That is not.
Guys, we're not the Democratic Party.
Thank you.
We don't rally around and do this cult stupid shit, okay? And look, guys, Charlie Kirk, man, getting blown in the freaking neck, man. Right. And we can't get straight answers on the most basic stuff. This is infuriating. Yes, it could. We know where the threat is, right? We've seen all the people celebrating it. You're at war. You're at war with people that would spit on your widow. They would dance on your grave. I saw it happen with my own dad before any of this went down, okay? And now I got to get told to get in line. You got Mike Huckabee, Cowtown, just being friendly with this Israeli spy and rolling the red carpet out for it, and then openly, publicly supporting it. We're over it. We're over it. Okay.
Nobody's getting free pass anymore, Travis. These politicians, especially these Republicans and rhinos, they're not getting free passes anymore. We're not going to look away. We're not going to just go, oh, well, Mike Huckabee's a Christian.
Oh, God. This stupid
person.
Stuff. This fake.
No.
Faux Christian, forgive everybody for raping your daughter and all this. I'm not part of it. I'm not a part of this crap. I won't be. I'm not going to. I don't care about any of this stuff.
No, I'm ready to start crusading people's asses is what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to start crusading people's asses.
And a lot of this, a lot of these responses to this, man, there's so much good material to cover here, man. I wish I could get to all this. I mean, guys, this is here. I'm going to share this because this is what we're up against right here. Let me just encapsulate the fury you need and what the enemy is. This is Jack Poso. And I'm not, you don't need it, but this is what we're up against here. Okay. Take a good look.
Oh,
this is
God,
it.
It makes me sick, man.
This is it.
They're that.
This is it right here. This is it right here.
Oh, God.
This uniparty. These guys aren't fighting each other.
Those
at
are
the top
evil,
with this stuff.
wicked.
This is all the same stuff. This is the same system going over and over for generation upon generation while we're all entertaining ourselves to no end, drinking, smoking, doing drugs, go sports go, being absolute imbeciles, failing the generations that come after us. And then this is what we get. This is what we get. You get this blob of a creature that we're all fighting against, and nobody wants to take heed to it. There's your enemy.
Do any of those people look? Do any of those people look concerned about going to prison, Travis? Do any of them look concerned about going to jail? And those are criminals. These are criminals.
This is what we're up against, folks. So take good note here. Okay.
Oh, man, Travis.
Now, here's another interesting development, a good segue into let's go back to Charlie. I kept making a commitment. We were going to keep talking about what's going on with the case, and that ain't going to change anytime soon.
Well, you're a beautiful man, Travis.
Missing surveillance video in Charlie Kirk murder case. So this was a 2 News investigation, a KUTV investigative unit based in Salt Lake City. Y'all ready for this one? Mark, you ready for this one? I don't know if you've seen this one.
Y'all ready for this? Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, this investigation uncovered missing surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson surrendering to authorities after allegedly assassinating. Why do articles frame it this way? After allegedly. Well, I mean, I guess you can say that. You could release the whole damn clip before he jumped off the roof, and we wouldn't even be doing this stuff. God, this is so. That dude's family. Come on. Those little kids, dude. Okay, let me try to focus here. All right. 2 News investigation uncovered missing surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson surrendering to authorities after assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University on September 10th. Okay. Tyler Robinson is accused of shooting Charlie Kirk in the neck from 200 yards away during a Prove Me Wrong speaking event at UVU campus. After a 33-hour manhunt, Robinson's family, recognizing him from surveillance photos, convinced him to turn himself in on the evening of September 11th, 2025. Okay, according to Washington County Sheriff Nate Brooksby, Robinson was driven by a family friend along with his parents to the sheriff's office. To quote, "Our job was not to interview. Our job was just to get him here," Brooksby stated on September 17th. Within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives. The first request. Here we go. The journalist from 2 News filed an initial public records request with the Washington County Sheriff's Office seeking, and this is to quote from the request, video showing Robinson entering the Washington County Jail holding area, video of Robinson in the holding room. Simple request. That's it. Okay, y'all ready? The response was, and I quote, "We do not have any records responsive to this portion of the request as Tyler Robinson did not go or enter the jail area," wrote a records officer. The holding room video request was denied as part of the ongoing investigation. A second request was followed up by 2 News. They resubmitted a more generalized request asking for surveillance video showing Tyler Robinson walking into Washington County Sheriff's Office. The response: "Our office does not have any applicable records responsive to this request as their surveillance footage is no longer available after the 30-day retention period."
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Travis. I'm
When asked if the video was shared with any law enforcement or legal agency involved in the case, the department responding, "It is my understanding it was never sent out to any agency." All right, let me go through what this means here. And Mark, I know you can shed light on this. This is incredible. This is nuts. Utah prosecutors are seeking the death penalty against Robinson, one of the most serious capital cases possible. He's facing charges of aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, 2 counts of capital obstruction of justice, 2 counts of tampering with the witness, committing a violent offense in the presence of a child. In capital cases, evidence preservation is considered critical for due process. Utah Code Section 77-11C-301 requires agencies retained evidence of felony offenses for the length of time that any individual convicted remains in custody through all direct appeals and during any post-conviction relief petitions. Okay. Ruby Batista, a criminal defense attorney with 26 years of experience in Utah who specializes in capital cases, including current death penalty cases, provided expert analysis to 2 News. He stated unequivocally, for the state of Utah, we would certainly hope that this video is available. If, in fact, it has been destroyed or not preserved, this is very concerning. And if it has, then it's very concerning that they're telling you they don't have it. He explained that video evidence of Robinson turning himself in would be crucial for the defense work of mitigation. In death penalty cases, mitigation evidence, which can include the defendant's mental state, cooperation with authorities, and manner of surrender, is essential for the penalty phase where the jury decides between life imprisonment and execution. Batista's analysis highlighted procedural irregularities. If they no longer have it, I would have expected to say that this video has been provided to the Utah County law enforcement, but instead the letter reads, in my opinion, as trying to shut the door and not give you free access to the press. The claim that surveillance footage from a major sheriff's office was subject to only a 30-day retention period and was neither preserved nor transferred to the prosecution agencies in what became one of the most high-profile criminal cases in Utah history is unprecedented. Under Brady versus Maryland, prosecutors have an affirmative duty to disclose all evidence that is favorable to the defense and material to guilt or punishment. Now, let me say something real quick. I'm not sitting here trying to defend Tyler Robinson. That's not what I'm trying to do.
No.
You got to understand what's really happening here, okay?
Right.
This duty extends to evidence in police possession as it's considered under government control. This is beyond closing down the speculation that we're talking about here. And everybody wants to go after Candace Owens and try to poke holes in time zones and everything else and ignore all this other stuff. And then you wonder why we keep having speculation. This is huge because this screws with the case.
Exactly.
What'll happen if some of this comes back and we don't even prosecute Tyler Robinson? Then what? Will this be another thing we're talking about 60 years from now? Because it's trending that way, except with Candace. Man, pray for her safety, man.
Well, I'm telling you, that's true.
The duty to preserve evidence arises when authorities know litigation is pending or probable. In the case, Robinson was arrested and charged within days, making the destruction of surrender footage particularly problematic. Evidence destruction or loss in death penalty cases has resulted in overturned convictions, reduced sentences from death to life imprisonment, findings of prosecutional misconduct. So this is another part. This is crazy. While Utah law allows for general surveillance recordings to be retained for 30 to 180 days in routine circumstances, recordings that constitute evidence in criminal investigations must be maintained according to much longer retention schedules. Washington County's own body-worn camera policies states that evidentiary media should be retained in accordance with the state records retention laws and that such media relevant to criminal prosecutions should be exported from the recording system for proper preservations. We're talking standard protocol for these types of cases. Standard security camera retention periods for business typically range from 30 to 90 days, but law enforcement agencies handling evidence in homicide cases, particularly death penalty cases, follow entirely different standards.
Exactly.
Body-worn camera data involving homicide shall be kept permanently, according to Washington County's Sheriff's Office policies.
In this, Travis, this makes sense because if you're dealing with in other words, a charge and the a guilty verdict could turn into taking someone's life, it should have a much higher level that you have to attain to find guilt.
You keep everything. And that makes sense, though.
Well, you
and
have
especially
to.
If you want to execute the person responsible for
it.
It's
a capital case. We cannot be executing innocent people by mistake because we don't have the proper levels of gathering the information, the intel, all the evidence, and making your case. If we're gonna take your life, it's gotta be on.
Now, this is what's interesting because this Batista, he stated this belief. He says it's not a death penalty case. Well, he's saying it's not trending that way because of how they're handling it, even though they're going for it. Remember the Utah? All the speeches we all heard. Yes. Everybody calling for it. They're pursuing death penalty here, guys.
What does that mean? Pursuing? Okay, Travis. I know we shouldn't have to do this with our. What does it mean to pursue the death penalty? What does that mean? It's like
you got to make the case for the death penalty. You can't just it's a murder. You gotta have every single item of evidence in the case to make it happen because it's the most heavily scrutinized type of prosecution.
There is no try. You either do it or you don't.
Right.
There is no try. We can't pursue. No. We need to do it. I mean, you should have the evidence. Don't you have you said you had the evidence? Didn't everybody say they had the evidence? I mean, Travis, it was him, right? Wasn't it him? I mean,
that for all we know now, it was him. Well,
who
that's
else?
What we're being told. This is just absolutely infuriating. So, yeah, now this guy, Batista, he argued the political pressure influence charging. Instead of looking at it objectively, a prosecutor is to look at the evidence objectively and then charge the person with the most applicable crime. Here, where they're saying it will be this crime, they're trying to make the facts fit a cause of action that is not applicable. It certainly suggests abuse in our higher government. Yeah, and his reasoning for saying it's not a death penalty case, and this is Batista. This isn't my opinion, okay? This is a legal analyst that was part of this from this two news channel investigation. His reasoning is Robinson allegedly used a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt action rifle with the scope, a single shot weapon that requires manual reloading after each shot. The risk of hitting someone else really isn't there. That's why I believe that the aggravating factor is really weak now. Why it was charged that way is clearly political. Now, this is one of multiple attempts by 2 News to obtain video evidence. The investigation successfully obtained other surveillance video, included footage of Robinson at Cedar gas station. Yeah, this is what we do get. All right, you mushrooms out there. Him at a gas station. The court video with his camera turned off on multiple occasions, which was interesting. If you watch that video, every time the camera, it looked like somebody was leaning in, and it's odd. It's just odd. Robinson appeared in, court video feed with his camera turned off on multiple occasions. Defense attorneys have requested Robinson be allowed to wear civilian clothes and appear without restraints to avoid prejudicing potential jurors. I think he was also on suicide watch, if I'm not mistaken. And there's no videos from any of that. Now, why this matters, the apparent destruction of surrender footage raises serious concerns. Due process violations, Brady violations, spoliation of evidence, public accountability. Now, for me, this looks like a cover-up. It looks like you're hiding something. Forget the case. Forget all that for a second. What good reason would you have to get rid of that? If it is to pursue a death penalty case and him surrendering himself is going to hurt that, how does that help you if that ends up turning on you during the trial, dude? What do you think, Mark? I need your input here. As a former policeman.
Travis, this whole thing is a complete goat fornication. It is absolutely, again, our justice system is a disaster. There are so many problems with the evidence, how this has gone down. You brought it up.
The crime scene.
The crime scene.
The crime scene, cleaning up the crimes just like they did with Thomas Crooks right after it.
That doesn't happen. That doesn't. If there was a murder scene in Houston, Texas, and it was just a couple of hood rats that killed each other, or one that killed another one, or something like that, crime scene tape's going to be up for a while. And there's no repercussions on really anybody except for dead Tyrone. And that's it.
Yep.
So you cannot tell me that, Travis, this whole thing is such, it's like they're wanting conspiracy theorists to come in and mess this whole thing up. And
then they can blame it on people that are speculating. See, it's your fault, you conspiracy. You need to just swallow the official story. This doesn't help swallow an official story. You think this is not with someone like me, man? I wasn't born yesterday.
Well,
after all these cases we've seen with the Governor Whitmore case going all the way, you go to the OKC bombing. I mean, we have no reason to trust anybody involved.
No, you don't
any
trust
of these
the
things that they tell us. Just the stuff this year, that cyber truck that blew up at Trump Tower. The what was that? A Mardi Gras rundown. The dude comes out spraying with an. What do we know about that?
Nothing.
Like all these things that are happening, it's like people just forget and they kind of go to the next part of the news cycle, and it's like, and what's unfortunate, it's like, why is the only person that seems like they're really fighting tooth and nail about what's really going on here is Candace Owens?
Candace Owens.
So that's all we get, whether you like her or hate her. It's all you get. Nobody else is fighting this crap. Okay, so let's break this down for a second.
Okay, now hang on. Now 1 second, Travis. Everything that you just said, whether it's the Vegas shooter, the guy with the blowed up Tesla in front of Trump Tower, just go down the whole list. You take all of that, everything that's going on with the Thomas Crooks case, everything that went on at Butler, Pennsylvania, we can go down the list, take all those, then encapsulate that with, and if you could pull it up on your computer, the picture of Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, the look on their face when they were trying to convince Americans that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. And everybody knew. Every single look, all you had to do was look at their faces when they were when Kash Patel was on the Joe Rogan show. Even Joe Rogan called him out. He said, "Dude, you look like a POW trying to get me to buy the fact that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself." We all know Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. And it's Kash Patel and Dan Bongino out doing the dirty work of this government who is in charge of all of these investigations that we all have major questions about. Travis, you can't fix this. They're all in it.
No, and you can speculate about what all's involved or people threatened or whatever the case may be. I mean,
look at that. Look at Travis. You and I, we followed Bongino when he had a successful podcast. Look at that man there. Look, Kash Patel. Good Lord, dude.
Come on, folks.
This is the problem. All the stuff you just laid out, Travis, and you did a great job laying this all out, saying, look, here's all the questions we have. Then you take a look at these two guys right there trying to convince us that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
And that Thomas Crooks acted alone. We're going to hear it again with Tyler Robinson. It's coming. He acted alone.
I'm sorry,
yeah,
man.
and let me here. Let's highlight some of this because I think I got some good. I've got some good details here. Just a reminder, some of these people that aren't familiar. Here's the current trial status and timeline. Okay, so the preliminary hearing is set again. Just bear with me. Let me get through this one because this is like, come on. The preliminary hearing is set for January 16th. By the way, we're getting rumblings of another shutdown stuff. Are you guys tired yet? Every year we go through this.
Leave it shut down.
Leave it. Leave it and cut the programs. Use the
Just
opportunity
shut it
to
all down.
absolutely rush through stuff. Quit
Shut it all
hearing
down.
these feminine arguments about why we need to be the humanitarians for the world and all these people that they don't need the shit. Anyway, okay, I digress. Yeah, we're hearing shutdown talk again. Every year around Christmas time, this happens. Every year. And more legislation will get passed in the middle of the night while we're all sleeping or celebrating Christmas and all this stuff. And it's just absolutely infuriating. The preliminary hearing for the case, January 16th, 2026, which was postponed from October 30th, 2025. We went live here to cover that, only to see it get kicked down the road. The arraignment is set for January 30th, 2026. The next status hearing, and we'll be covering it live here, that's on December 11th, 2025. Let's pop up in the calendar. Let's see. December 11th, that's on a Thursday. I don't have the time here, but tune into the Defiance Daily Show. We'll try to go live there with you folks and get that coverage going. He faces seven criminal charges. Okay. Yeah, we went through all the charges and everything. And the prosecutors are, just to confirm, they are seeking the death penalty. Okay, this is important to note. Robinson has not yet appeared in person at any court proceeding since his arrest on September 11th, over 2 months ago. All appearances have been via video from Utah County Jail in multiple hearings. His camera has been turned off or blacked out, with Robinson only speaking to confirm his presence. What is that? What is up with that? Come on, guys. Why? He's on video and then it turns off. What's going on? What's going on? Man, I'm sweating like a freaking...
You're sweating like a homosexual at a hot dog eating contest.
I'm glad. This is why I love Mark. He lightens it up a little bit. Look at this greasy tie here now. Oh God. I have to go.
Dude,
God. I don't have anything else.
No offense to our homosexual community out there that tunes in daily.
No offense, man. Some of y'all probably don't get scared at hot dog eating contests, and power to you. That competitive spirit in you.
You just do your thing, you little hot dog eaters.
What are we going on?
What's that?
It's almost a 4-hour show. We're rocking and rolling, baby.
Rolling, baby.
Yeah, again, to repeat, because I see a bunch of people just jumped on. All appearances from Tyler Robinson have been via video from Utah County Jail and in multiple hearings. His camera has been turned off or blacked out, with Robinson only speaking to confirm his presence. Unprecedented media restrictions for this high-profile case. Both the defense team and the Utah County Sheriff's Office have jointly requested that Judge Tony Graff ban all cameras from courtroom proceedings. This is highly unusual, given Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, has publicly called for cameras in the courtroom. Stan, there were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. We deserve to have cameras in there. That's right. Senate Judiciary Committee Chuck Grassley renewed calls for federal legislation allowing cameras in all courtrooms in response to this case. The Society of Professional Journalists formally urged the court to permit full press access. Judge Graff acknowledged the case has arguably unprecedented media interest in the state of Utah, but has deferred ruling on media access until formal motions are filed. So paying really close attention to this one. Right now, he's denying it. The defense argues thousands of similar and in most instances much worse items of pretrial publicity have relentlessly focused on Robinson's demeanor and appearance. during his jailhouse court appearances and have polluted the waters of justice. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's going to get into this. Here's the other oddity. Virtual hearings with the camera off. Robinson was scheduled to appear in person for his October 13th hearing, but his defense team requested and was granted permission to appear virtually from jail instead. During the hearing, Robinson's camera was completely turned off. The public could not see him at all. This contradicts Judge Graff's earlier standing order that Mr. Robinson be allowed to appear in person so he can fully engage with his attorneys and participate in these legal proceedings. Listen to this one. The Catherine Nestor connection. Catherine Nestor, a former federal public defender with 30-plus years experience, was appointed as Robinson's lead defense attorney on September 24th. Now, here's what makes this unusual. Nestor simultaneously represents Corey Richens, the Summit County mother accused of poisoning her husband with fentanyl in 2022 and then writing a children's grief book about his death. The Richens case is also a high-profile murder case with extensive media coverage. Nestor was originally appointed to the Richens case after the previous defense firm withdrew, citing an irreconcilable and non-waivable situation. The Richens case has been complicated by prosecutional disputes with defense attorneys filing motion to disqualify prosecutors. Utah County Commission approved $1 million in staffing additions specifically for the Robinson case, which experts say could ultimately cost 8 figures to defend. Now, Greg Skodorkis, a prominent Utah defense attorney who co-hosts a show on KSL News Radio, appeared in court but was not representing Robinson. Instead, Skodorkis works pro bono for Utah County Commission to help find attorneys for capital cases, advises the commission on contract negotiation with Utah County Public Defender Association because the attorney's office doesn't want to be part of budgeting process with its courtroom adversaries. His role exists because judges appoint public defenders, but the county must pay for them. This creates an unusual dynamic where a media personality is involved in selecting defense counsel for one of Utah's most high-profile cases. Okay. This is weird. This is weird.
You think?
Because it apparently looks like there's coordinated efforts in and I need to find this original report because apparently someone was in there saying that the prosecution basically has influence in who the defense is. Very unusual, to say the least. Oddity number 5. Robinson has been held in special housing unit at Utah County Jail since his arrest, a 23-hour per day isolation cell. Despite completing a mental health evaluation, Robinson remains in isolation indefinitely. Utah County Sheriff Sergeant Ray Orman stated Robinson has been seen by our medical and mental health staff due to patient privacy regulations. I'm not able to go further into that. Robinson will stay in our special housing unit for the time being. When asked if this is indefinite, Orman stated that's not set in stone and his housing location may change down the road, but provided no timeline. Robinson wears a suicide smock. He is monitored 24/7 with meals passed through a door slot in the cell door, but there's no footage of this, by the way.
No, of course not.
Former Arizona Corrections Deputy Warden stated Tarla Robinson is now the most restrictive custody level at Utah can provide at the time pending standing trial. Standard procedure is to move inmates out of special housing once mental health evaluations are completed and they're cleared. The fact that Robinson completed his eval but remains in isolation suggests either ongoing security concerns beyond suicide risk, political pressure to keep him isolated, or undisclosed mental health filings. Former federal prosecutor noted that the continued isolation typically indicates the inmate should remain in special housing unit rather than the general population, but this is usually temporary. Utah County Jail visitation policy allows inmates to receive 3 to 5 business to receive visits 3 to 5 business days after booking. Robinson has been incarcerated for over 11 weeks. No public information exists about whether Robinson has received any family visits. SHU inmates have restricted visitation times that differ from general population. Inmates have the right to refuse a visitor and may choose not to confirm your requested visit.
Yeah, that's the SHU. You've heard the term.
The SHU, that's right.
The SHU, Special Housing Unit. And by the way, if they don't want him committing suicide, why are they putting him in a suicide smock? You don't dress people to commit suicide, because isn't that what you wear when you commit suicide, as a suicide smock? I'm just asking.
The family friend who facilitated the surrender described the person who drove him as a family friend, a retired deputy, a retired detective, a youth pastor, a youth volunteer with local Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints, U.S. Marshals Task Force officers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 different descriptions on this. Washington County Sheriff Nate Britsky stated on September 17th, within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office, where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives. Brixby personally knew this individual. He later clarified that a retired detective who was a family friend called him around 8 p.m. saying Robinson wanted to avoid SWAT encounter and feared being shot. What is this?
What do you mean?
Look at all these descriptions. And then he knew him personally and then clarified that he's a retired detective who was a family friend. This is weird.
Why are you being racist?
I don't know.
Jew hater.
Initial report claims Robinson's father, Matt Robinson, was a 27-year veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department. This information circulated wildly on social media and in their early news reports. However, Washington County's office issued a strong denial, stating Deputy Matt Robinson is not connected or related to the individual apprehended. The speed and specificity of the false information suggests either deliberate misinformation or genuine confusion that went uncorrected for days. Incompetence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the father's actual profession is a kitchen countertop and cabinet installation. I'm going to lean towards misinformation on that one, bub. Oh, okay. This is another one. Charging documents and official statements contain contradictions about who Robinson's father contacted. Governor Spencer Cox said the father convinced Robinson to speak with a family friend who is a retired deputy sheriff and separately mentioned a youth pastor. Some reports say the father called a youth pastor who is also a U.S. Marshals Task Force officer. Other reports say the family friend was both a retired deputy and an LDS bishop. Sheriff Brooksby explicitly denied that Robinson's LDS bishop had no involvement whatsoever in the surrender. Let's see here. There was questions extensively debated whether the individual was contacted as a law enforcement officer or a clergy member. The distinction matters because LDS bishops are subject to clergy penitent privilege if contacted in their religious capacity. The LDS Church issued a public statement about the shooting, unusual for a denomination that typically avoids commenting on individual member cases. LDS Church legal staff may have been contacted, which would be documented in witness statements. Multiple commentators noted the LDS Church is cautious about appointing law enforcement officials as bishops due to potential conflicts between clergy privilege and legal duty. Robinson's mother told investigators that Tyler had become more political in recent years and had been inactive in the LDS Church for about 8 years, raising questions about why his family would contact a bishop as a first response. According to Discord messages between Robinson and his roommate, Robinson used his grandpa's rifle, a Mauser Model 98 30-06 bolt caliber bolt action rifle with the scope. He abandoned the rifle in the bushes. He texted the roommate. I'm not even sure it had a serial number, but it can't lead back to me. But he's texting.
No, dude. No. We already went down that one, and that is a oh God.
My dad wants pictures of the rifle. He says Grandpa is curious about who has what. The feds released a photo of it, and it's quite distinctive. Yes, typical language for a young fella. It's quite distinctive.
quite distinctive.
He's calling me right now, but I'm not picking up. The rifle was recovered by law enforcement, and DNA evidence links Robinson to the weapon. Okay, prosecutor Chad Grunander stated in September, there is a substantial amount of discovery in this case, Your Honor. It's voluminous to say at the least. We're working on a process where we can exchange information as quickly as possible. Defense attorney said, until we can kind of get our heads around exactly what we're dealing with and how much. Her statement was cut off mid-sentence in this transcript. The October 30 hearing was canceled because the defense requested more time to review the evidence, yet prosecutors filed charges within 6 days of Robinson's arrest. Pre-arrest death penalty announcements. Anyway, the list goes on and on, folks. So there you have it. We've got more questions than answers once again after a major crime. Serious implications for the case. Why would the sheriff's office not deliver that photo to any of the surveillance of him turning himself in, and don't retain it, even though state law requires that it's mandatory, that it's permanently stored? Ask yourself. Now, I would love for this to be just an easy close and cut case. You know, it's a lefty wingnut, gets on the roof, shoots him out, and case closed. This is the left violence, which the left violence, it doesn't exactly throw that away. I mean, Thomas Crooks was clearly a lefty involved in some of this stuff. And who else would want Charlie Kirk killed? And look at all the celebrations. So it doesn't take away from that. Okay. So a lot of people are frustrated. It's like, stay on target. It's like, what target? We're getting more speculation than we're getting answers. And we literally put people in these places so we didn't have to deal with this shit anymore. And here we are dealing with more of it, it feels like, than we did before. The binders, the phase 1 rollout of the Epstein files. Just bumble after bumble, and it's infuriating, it's frustrating. But that's the case, though. So, and listen, folks, I always encourage everybody to question every official narrative. These agencies give us no reason to trust them, dude. No, they give us no reason to trust them. They work for us, and that's the bottom line. But anyway, folks, we've been going for nearly 4 hours on this show. There's been a lot of people tuning in here. We really appreciate everybody's support here.
Yes,
we really do. It means a lot to us. Happy to be back live and in studio. We were on fire today. Really went through quite a few stories here. I hope you found it entertaining, interesting, made you curious, maybe made you a little bit mad, a little bit agitated with it. That's okay. All right. That's okay. But every Monday, we're here at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, Mark.
It is standard. It's not daylight savings time. It's standard time now.
Standard time. So noon on Mondays, we'll be back. We don't really have a range of how long this show goes. We'll go 4 hours. We'll go 6 hours if we have.
We'll do a marathon. We'll do a Jerry Lewis muscular dystrophy type of marathon is what we'll do. By God.
We'll do what we have to do. Folks, don't forget to visit defiancepress.com. Please support us. Please support our sponsors. Go and buy books from our inventory queue and our catalog there at defiancepress.com.
Great Christmas gift.
If you're an aspiring author, if you need input on your manuscript, you need help, or you're ready to go, you're ready to publish, please go to defiancepress.com. Hit that get published link up there at the top. Follow the prompts or reach out to us at 281-581-9300. That's 281-581-9300. You're watching the broadcast of the Defiance Daily Show. Mark, let's bid them adieu.
And guys, we hope and pray that each and every one of you has an amazing Thanksgiving this Thursday. If you're traveling or if you're staying home and you've got family coming and traveling, we pray for your safety. We pray for your family's safety. Take time. You know what, folks? You never know when the last Thanksgiving is going to be. You never know. Tomorrow is not promised. So I think this should be a very special Thanksgiving for each and every one of you. You should take time to be thankful, be specific about the things that you're thankful for. If anybody would like to volunteer their home for Roger, let me know. I'll bring and drop him off 8 o'clock.
He loves Vienna sausages.
Yeah, he loves Vienna sausages.
He'll actually eat both. He'll eat Mark's weird.
And and he loves people. He loves people. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Travis, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he makes it to the bathroom now most of the time.
Most of the time.
Okay, most of the time. So he's there. Otherwise, he goes to the front yard. Pretty good about that. Let us know on that. But thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for supporting us. Hit the like button, hit the share button, drop us a comment. Come back and tune in with us and tell your friends about it. And we just want to shed some light, bring some hope. And you guys stay armed, stay eternally vigilant. There's the man, the myth, the legend, and his lovely wife, Rose, Travis's mom. Thank you. We really appreciate Dave and Rose.
Yep, absolutely. This wouldn't be possible without Pops there. So always honoring him, always fighting to the very end, and trying to do everything we can to keep him in our memory and keep honoring him. And I'm very proud to sit in this chair and do this. And I can't believe where we've come this far and all the work we're doing. So I love you, Dad. I miss you always. And he's got a nice resting place. I'll share some of that next week on next week's show, but very thankful for everybody who's supporting us and especially the people that just absolutely love my dad. They make sure they're constantly present, and it means a lot. Really, really appreciate everybody for that. So I love you, Dad, and I love you, Mom, and ready to keep this going here. So with that said, we'll bid everybody adieu. Mark, thanks for that. Yes, everybody have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. Stay close to God, stay armed, and stay reliable. People are out there that depend on you. Make sure you're always ready at a moment's notice and do whatever you can to keep yourself ready. And God bless you all. I love you all for watching. Thank you so much. This is the Defiance Daily Show sign off. Y'all have a great week.